Okay.
I'll be right back real quick. I'll make it quick.
I'm good.
We have gone live. We are doing
Are
it.
we live?
We are doing it. We're going live.
Live on the internet.
We're going in.
Everybody in the stream is greeted by Taco.
My beautiful voice.
There's a specific term for what you were doing. Yep.
Bopping. It's called bopping.
No, it's not bopping. It's called something else. There's a specific term for it, and I can't think of it right now.
Would we like to actually
Bop.
properly get started, or are we just going to continue talking about nonsense?
Yes, let us get started. I need to say the thing.
Say the
Okay.
thing then.
Save, S-A-V-E, not save.
Do it.
Husbando, I am starting things. I love you, but no. You missed your opportunity a few minutes ago. Beautiful. I'm gonna get you.
That just makes me think of a bad song now. Well, it's not a bad song. It's not one.
Yay, Kimona's here.
Hey.
Hey, he
Yeah.
arrived.
Alright, on time.
He squawked.
Woof.
We're already live, Coop.
I don't care.
I do care. It's my stream.
Okay, your stream. Guess what? Me having to put in 2 air conditioners. Not you doing that.
We don't need to hear about this stuff when we're on stream. You can tell us after the stream.
Or DM it to me so I can talk to you about it.
Yeah.
It's nish mush mush makamara.
Something tells me that Coop is having a heat stroke.
Drink some water, Coop. It's important. Be hydrated.
Yes,
Trust me.
we very much like to keep you alive.
Trust me, I'm drinking water, I'm drinking everything underneath the fucking sun. I'm about ready to go and drink agate water.
I mean,
Well,
agave?
I would suggest you don't drink everything under the sun.
I must agree with this.
Because, I mean, some things, like sweet drinks, actually remove your hydration. So, I mean, they do the opposite. You don't want to drink those. And then, yeah, you kind of almost null and void when you're actually standing under the sun drinking everything. Unless you're
So,
pouring it on yourself.
I just got back. Can I ask what that loud noise was? I heard this
Sounded
noise.
like
That was...
somebody opening some soda pop.
No,
sitting
it
in
sounded
my
like a
husband's
scream. It sounded
face. Oh
like
yeah, that was Coop. That was Coop.
Like I heard it all the way from the kitchen. I'm like, what the hell is that?
That is Coop squawking.
That is me and my
The
decimals.
squab has squawked.
Can
The
we
squab
get
has squawked.
can we get going?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Sevayn,
Ryanheart, would you like to describe what's going on for your character? And if you guys keep going at each other, I will suggest that one of you mute the other, please.
It's not that. It's. I'm actually going to mute right quick because I am trying to plug something in, and I don't want you all to hear the cries of electrocution.
So, thing is though, would anybody even notice them coming down where they are?
Have you rolled stealth?
Wait, are we supposed to see the map yet?
Yeah, that's also somewhat what I'm waiting for.
The DM is doing the DM thing. Go.
There we go. Now I can get an
No,
accurate
and
position.
he's saying, are we supposed to see the map, or if you're working on it? So, I apologize if it starts to get old.
My husband is now making fun of me because of the weird noise I just made him attempting to hurry.
Well, it was a weird noise.
I
And
don't
also-
know if I want to repeat it. We're so off track.
Also, I will once again because I already described what I was going to do, so I'll roll it for now, but that probably won't matter now in a bit.
Okay.
See if
It's
this
up to
works.
you to decide how you wish to do this.
Here, actually, I'll send you because I think I've discussed it before.
Pardon me.
I just realized how confusing this is going to be. Keep track of prepared spells from here on out.
There we go. That's what I was going to do, so I'll roll it to begin with, but it probably won't.
What are you doing, Alavara? Curious.
You'll see when it happens
She's
again.
multi-class, isn't she?
We'll see.
That's not a high. That's not a high. It ain't gonna matter.
Alrighty. I'm just about ready to do a thing for you. Make sure I'm on the right level to do this so I don't surprise everyone. Would you like to describe what your character is doing?
Well, I know that they'd be sort of around the edge of the forest, around, or I call it forest, but like woods about, like around the edge, a bit more in maybe. They're not exactly.
I'm gonna give you a thing to control.
Yeah.
Oof.
I am
Just
all
realized
set
you
up.
Oh yeah, that's why I said if it's anything 3 or lower, it doesn't matter. It's a 1.
Alright, so you should be able to drag the thing onto the battlefield where we would like it to be by going to your character. To the
Yeah.
sheets, name highlight
then-
blue, drag onto the board, put it where you please.
Yep, like this.
Oh no,
Oh, wait,
never
no,
mind.
that
I
one
still
did
had
that.
done it. I'm sorry.
Yep, that did that. It did not show the normal icon yet.
I see nothing, so you good, man.
I don't
That's
think
why I put
anybody
at the edge of the
would've seen
map.
it. Okay, try it again.
Let's see if this works. Yep, that time it works. So, restriction. So I'm gonna say they're about, probably more about here.
Okay.
And if anybody would notice them, and I'm pretty sure that's lower than everyone's passive, so I'm just going to assume everyone does. You would notice someone sort of walk around, like mentioned, around the edge of the woods right about here. And it seems like they're trying to be quiet about their movements, but not doing so great at it.
Child behind a tree slips on a patch of ice, runs into the tree instead of gracefully being behind it.
Wait, did she say child? Oh, god damn it.
I don't know if that's. I don't know. I'm not using that term. Okay, so and you probably. I don't know. I don't know what Hawk's using for an analogy there. Don't ask me.
Have you ever seen a child in a snowsuit attempting to hide behind anything?
No.
It's adorable.
Yes.
They can't move at all. They are
Even
clumsy
as an
marshmallow
adult.
men.
As soon as I wear a snowsuit, like I wear all snow pants and everything, I feel like a child.
Oh,
You
wait,
can't move.
You lose so much mobility.
I
Well,
still
yeah.
hear
What was
Chathi
that, Chathi?
on the map.
Chathi would be falling back in. Is
Yep.
she currently on the map?
No.
Okay,
Just-
hold on. I'm gonna put you back on the map. There you go. Ryanheart, you want to roll the d10 to see where she lands in relation to Ryanheart.
I rolled it. It's rolling right now, so give it a second. You roll 20s. I guess lagging.
Oh,
There it goes.
Chathi wouldn't notice. Yeah, there you go. That's good.
Yeah, Chathi does not
2, 3,
notice
4, 5,
a
6, 7,
random
8.
person sneaking towards camp. Her
You're in
path
there.
sucks.
Her passive's a 9.
She has really sucky passive.
Chathi, would you like to roll your acrobatics or dexterity save to land on your feet?
Well, it's the same either way.
Hump, you're prone. In
Ow.
the snow again.
Just hears Ryder probably just hear that and like look to the side.
Just see Chathi's red eagle on her back. In the snow.
She kind of sits up and goes, "Sits where you got that," and brushes off her shoulders.
Reinhardt would Reinhardt would take the what is it, the great sword that you gave them, and start like holding out to get it back.
Oh, thank you. She will take it and slide it back onto the sheath on her back.
The tiefling over here is going to put away the instrument he was plucking at and sort of slide down off the rock in your direction. Kind of lean between the trees.
Like looking through them.
Yeah, like.
Still sort of approaching, or trying to approach quietly.
There's also a whole bunch of dogs over here that kind of all look at you in unison as you run into the tree.
Actually, that might be. I wonder what that would look like. Never seen like a bunch of dogs looking in one direction at the same time.
I just noticed a
Just yell
random
ball at a
figure.
dog park.
I don't like.
What did Zephyr say? I should probably turn Zephyr up because I turned it down earlier.
All I said was I noticed a random figure on the map. I don't like.
Das random figure.
Das random figure.
Hello? Comes from the tiefling man. A brow raised in curiosity. How would she respond?
Thinking, yes.
What is the tiefling? Oh, that is the tiefling man.
He looked like a cow to me. I'm so sorry, Hawk, but I look at his art and I'm like, that's a cow, right? No, wait.
No.
I think they'd step a bit out of like from behind the tree and sort of after Yoran calls out a hello, they would kind of respond with a similar like questioning hello and of their own, essentially.
Hello? Hello? He doesn't seem to know how to take that.
Sorry, I had to mute at the same time. Probably still keep approaching, but at this point, not trying to hide because, you know, no point at this point. And, they'll try not to look hostile, but not trying to look like they're trying to cause any trouble or anything. And
I just noticed she has a point. His head does look like a cow.
See? I'm not crazy.
I don't know. I don't feel it does, but that's just me.
The color. It's not the horns. It's the color. His face is the snoot. His horns are the black marking, and the rest is his white markings. Cow head.
Don't see it though.
Neither do I. Maybe that's just me though.
Don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Okay. So
Anyway,
it doesn't seem aggressive, so you probably look back at the group, look back in your direction. There is a big boulder between you and them. So,
Yep.
so you can't see the entire camp from that location. Just gotta step out towards the road here. We'll kind of see each other a little better. You okay?
Kind of. Not really.
That he's gonna come forward properly.
Probably still sort of head a bit forward and as everyone gets closer, say, there was some wolves a good bit back.
Yeah, we just fought them. You alright? Starts looking you over.
I'm fine for the most part. Wasn't sure if you were with them or not.
No,
there's
no.
there's still a lot of prisoners, though.
Cold. Guys!
But Chathi doesn't know that there's a new person here at all.
I know, that's why Yorin is calling out to the group, like, guys? I don't know what to do!
I'm sorry, Mom. Chathi will look at him and go, yes? Why you call?
Come on. They're okay. He'll just kind of try and lead you forward towards the others. We have a guest?
A guest. I mean, that's one way to put it.
Is it a wolf?
No, it's a girl.
This a lone girl out here?
Yeah,
Keep the bard away.
he doesn't really seem to know what to do.
We'd probably look, they'd probably look a bit cautious just because, you know, they don't know everyone here.
I don't know these people, man.
Chathi would be standing up and he would kind of have a hand on the celestial, just being cautious.
It's alright, she's alone.
You can never be too certain.
I mean, doesn't look like she has the intention of hurting me. I was off by myself on the side.
Never know for certain.
Just kind of shrugs. Just kind of like open hands up to the sky, kind of shrug.
Just like a random female approaches a group all alone, and the bard goes out to approach and meet them. Keep the bard away.
Why?
It's only stereotypical bards. Yorin's a sweetheart.
Yorn's fine.
Yeah, no, but the joke itself is not bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Why don't we go sit?
I'm more amused by the fact that Chathi is being cautious around a young child.
They're not a child, I wouldn't call them that, but...
Usually like that when random people appear.
I mean, I would be cautious if a random person approached the camp for no reason. Well, apparently no reason.
Yorin seems cautious, but he also doesn't seem to really know what to do.
When Tracer appeared, Chathi thought he was an enemy and she was full out ready to attack him.
Somebody said, oh, that's the other one.
By the way, you guys might have to tag South. He said he was going to show up today, but not Sunday.
Yeah, he did say that.
Let's get him then.
I'll tag him.
I'll get him.
Okay, well, everyone's gonna do it then.
I was already on it by the time everybody started talking.
Everybody gets him only once?
Maybe we shouldn't spam. Maybe we shouldn't spam him. What?
She knows random people appearing is usually a bad thing.
I mean, even Ryanheart wouldn't really immediately trust someone if they just appeared at their camp
Now,
for no reason.
Both Chathi and Tracer had been told about each other, but for a good little while, they were never around at the exact same time, so they didn't exactly believe the group that the other person existed.
Crazy. And then he appeared, and she's like, "Oh shoot, it's an enemy. Oh wait, they're not crazy. Oops."
Would Strix approach? What?
What's up with the Z's?
Zephyr is snoring.
Zephyr is sound asleep right now.
Yeah,
He's
very helpful.
emotionally spent.
Yeah, Strix will go ahead and approach.
It's just like everybody's talking about what they would do, and then you just have me.
Wait, where'd Beauty go?
Beauty's not resummoned yet. You have to cast her again.
Oh, I saw her on the map, so I thought you resummoned her for some reason.
No, I hadn't yet. I hadn't removed her from the map.
Oh, okay.
But now
Oh,
she's
I
off the
don't think
map.
Strix actually knows you're.
No, he's just one of the people that was with the group that you met up with after the mess was over.
Then, Hawk, probably during this time, she's summoning.
Okay, so she's starting to resummon.
Yeah. It takes 10 minutes.
Xerxes is here.
It's okay. I have Xerxes in character flying with the wyvern right now, which Silver would have seen take off and leave.
Yeah, we know the reason why Xerxes is not here right now. She'll be here later.
I'm gonna do my health roll right now, if you don't mind.
Here you go.
Wait,
Although,
wait.
upon seeing the wyvern, like, just kind of heading into a camp, not sure what to think of everyone, and then seeing the wyvern in the background, we're probably a bit, just a tad, cautious, like, as to everyone here, because I'm not sure who these people are.
Wait, where?
Really?
Oh,
Exactly what I remembered whenever I saw her profile pic.
I was about to say, what are you talking about? You played with Ryanheart, right?
There's another character.
There's another character that's shown up that he is currently entering in as. How would Kimona respond to Yoren's call of, there's a kid by herself? Help. I don't know what to do.
Kimona would probably poke her head out and she'd be like, what the hell is the kid doing out here?
You'd see, would you care to describe the character Reinhardt?
I'm not good at describing things, but I have down. Just give me a minute. Well, I'll say they're definitely short, and as not too much, but a little bit. And I know that from what Hawk had mentioned, they probably wouldn't look like they're in great health because of the last things that have been happening.
You've also just marched through the snow for probably a good 5 or 6 miles.
Yeah. So there's that.
You're cold. You're very cold.
So they're definitely pale looking. They what would it be? I know that. So for the hair, they have black hair. There's noticeable white streaks on it.
Uh-huh. Already suspicious because I've seen people with white hair today.
Mm-hmm. Just streaks of it. It's not her entire coat. She
Whatever race she is.
has feline ears and a very long hair feline tail.
Okay.
I have.
Feline ears
It
and
looks
what?
human, so
The ears and tail of a cat. I'm trying to just figure this out.
Sounds like a Makota. Literally sounds like a Makota.
because they're a
Similar
half.
to that.
Yeah, they're a half Tabaxi.
You've met a half.
okay.
You've met Tabaxi before. It seems kind of like that in a human together.
So,
So,
what did Ring mean about health roll?
level ups. You guys get to be level 7 now.
And
I got my abilities.
After a long rest.
After a
And,
long
yeah,
rest.
they-
Rest is completed.
and yeah, they would be while approaching the camp because of that. Probably, sort of, kind of cross-armed, but not in like the way you usually imagine. It's more of like when you're cold, kind of cross-armed more than it is.
More
Yeah.
grabbing your
Yeah.
upper arm than
Yeah.
actually crossing.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Oh, Hawk, I have a random question.
Yeah.
Where are Rusty and Dusty?
Ah! When the DM forgets to do things. La-di-da-di-da. Hold on. I'll have them for you in just a moment.
We worked so hard for these horses, they better be here.
Oh yes, you have your horses. They
Alavara
are-
will destroy an entire dimension for those horses.
Boy, will she.
It's, when the horses are in danger, you should be more scared of Alavara than the hostiles in question.
That's the idea.
Do not touch my horses! She sure does.
You'll
Person
see
who's
how real that is soon.
The person who's not generally angry is the person who will kill thousands of things when they do get angry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Well, this
yeah,
is a
it
bit
is
in
worth
the blade.
mentioning that they also don't really look that old, but I wouldn't really describe them as a kid either, but that's just me.
Well, they
It
like
depends on someone's definition.
It's like mid-teen.
Oh, okay. Teenager. Got it.
I'm gonna switch over to my phone.
You're actually not much younger than Yorin is. Which is hilarious.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I remember that.
I'm not as young as Strix, though.
Yeah, but Strix, you're mature. For your species.
But he's still only like, what, 8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Kobolds look to be at like 150. I think.
Kobolds can live up to being 120.
But rarely do.
But rarely do unless living in this civilized place.
Hmm.
Used to.
I'm so
Strix is used to seeing a lot of old kobolds back up with the rest of the group.
Right. Kimona would look at Chathi and she'd be like, "That's Strix. He's a friend of mine."
He's supposed to keep an eye on us to keep us out of trouble.
Oh, so he got.
Yes. Yeah.
Why he got you? You not. You.
Because of my mom. My mom sent him with it.
Who is mother?
I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you.
You say you don't keep secrets from me.
technically this is different, but
Yeah, it is. It was Kimona who was supposed to be saying that.
Kimona is supposed to not keep secrets, but you can roll persuasion.
Kimona will. Well, oh, okay, wait. I'll wait. Persuasion. What'd
Well,
you roll?
It to both of them because she got Ashta to tell her about Dragon in the Bottle too. And
Yeah,
that
no,
worked.
that's because Ashta just kind of story vomited.
Oh, okay.
She's a child.
Every
One
other
quick,
person a clue what's going on right now.
So quick persuasion from Chathi to Ashta, and I'll have Ashta roll in a sec.
Well,
Yeah, no, you beat her. You beat her by a lot. Well, she's very much Dragon of Silverdale.
would Chathi know what that means? That is the question.
History.
we're all both.
She's not from your territory, but she isn't. Yeah, no, you know who she is. She's most certainly the patron dragon of Silverdale, a small town that is soon to become a central hub rest point for travelers going between Renko Empire and Sindri via a mountain pass. She protects the village. She prevents large invading forces from entering the territory. Essentially, she's the area's lord.
Okay, so Chathi is gonna like squint her eyes and go, "Wait, you know her?"
What the?
I'm very bad at recognizing the nobles.
Wait, you're noble?
Yes.
We have 3 nobles in the party. Oh, sorry, make that 4.
Make that 4.
Yes.
Got
I don't
4.
know.
So Kimona will then say, "Look, Chathi, if anything, her mother is good, not bad. You don't
No,
need to."
I understand. She noble. She a noble.
Yeah. Mom's
kind
in
of.
charge of the whole town. The people like her though. She makes the weather nice, so it grows good things.
Basically, so that way it's not bad.
I vaguely. I realize what she
They,
means.
they say on their side of the river, and Mom stays on hers.
Choose to live however you want.
It's a good spot, and there's lots of kobolds. They're fun. It's strict.
And she says, and for at least a year, I trained underneath her mother.
I did not hear what Coop said at all.
Kimona trained underneath Rheembow
For about a whole year, traveling back and forth.
Why you train under the dragon? You are.
Because Mama's strong.
And I've already been trained by one dragon, so I might as well be trained by another.
Why your fascination with dragons? I do not understand.
Kimona will smile. She'll open up her mouth to where you see her fangs as a wolfkin, and the lightning will arc between the canine. And she says, sometimes if you're nice enough, they'll teach you your way. They'll teach you their ways.
My mom punched her in the nose. Just
Oh,
kind of point to Kimona.
Chathi will kind of smile at this, but then
She's
her
like,
immediately goes back to neutral.
She's like, if anything, everybody's been punching me in the nose recently. I might as well wear a nose guard.
Very good at pissing others off.
Oh, it's a general trait. She's like, it's a general trait.
So what about her new kid? She just kind of points over to where Silver and Strix have gone.
What did she say?
Meanwhile, what's going on with Silver and Strix?
Well, I'm not sure what Strix is doing.
Strix would just be looking at Yorn. He's like, were you not expecting someone else?
No, she's not part of the bar number. From the look of you, you said something about prisoners?
Yeah, there was a bunch of prisoners in the caves that those wolves are in. I managed to get out, but I couldn't get anybody else out with me.
He looks expectantly over at the main group.
Sevayn is still on the cart.
You would have heard part of this commotion.
Would it?
You know, if I'm
be able to hear the conversation. I mean,
if I'm honest with Ryanheart, I'm not sure he would believe them just because of the werewolves and how they've been so far. But
yeah, that's why I'm asking, because I don't think Chathi would believe her either. I'm saying her because I don't know gender.
they're female, yeah.
They're her. Okay.
Yes,
They are her.
I just used gender neutral pronouns
Got it.
by my own preference.
No reason to
Sounds
distrust that story, so.
No reason to, but the werewolves have just proven themselves to be extremely difficult to fight. So
I completely forgot about something. I was muted while I was talking. So,
Uh,
yeah.
what we say.
A question, if you don't mind me asking.
Depends on the question.
Is she lying?
No.
because Kimona is an automatic lie detector.
Yes, I'm aware, and no, they aren't.
So they aren't lying. So that
Nope.
it's cool that they actually escaped werewolves.
This kid looks to be about your age, Kimona.
risk.
Well then, what's your name? You said you were a prisoner. And...
Silver.
Yorn. I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves to each other, either.
Manners. I am strict servant of Milady Rema and guardian of Lady Kimona and Lady Ashta.
That's
a little bow.
I actually, I don't brag.
Kimona and go, you noble too?
I know what.
And
Kimona and goes, wait, you noble too?
Kinda?
Kimona smiles.
Question
Kimona
mark?
smiles and Kimona smiles. She puts her finger over her lips. She's like, "That's a story for another time."
wait, so Hawk, I wouldn't recognize. If I remember correctly, They wouldn't recognize Rema in front of them, right?
Not that name, no.
Okay.
Yorn, son of Garand, a traveling performer and adventurer.
Pleasure to meet you. And you, of course, Silver.
What about me? Are they asking like Silver does?
More of a pleasure to meet you as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Kimona will also then like look around. She'll be like, "We have a few others. I think one of them's flying around from here somewhere. We have a Barbarian. I think he might have gotten drunk again.
Where is Zephyr, by the way?
I think he got drunk.
He's
Proceeds to hear loud snoring.
resting. At the,
He got drunk.
He's resting among the other men.
Why did he get drunk?
I don't think he's actually drunk. He's just spent.
Oh, that's true. We also have a Tabaxi around here somewhere. You can just hear her call her out. Storm.
I love how Kimona's glossing over the fact that he pinned her down.
This is good. Yeah.
In a fit of rage, did that.
You've been summoned because your character is being called out to.
God damn it, right?
I got busy in a discussion with somebody else. I'm a little confused.
It's okay, your character's probably facing out on her tree branch like an angry crow.
Oh wait a minute! Didn't she come down and like get some
No,
food?
she hasn't come down yet.
She was like a kitty
Still in
creep.
the tree.
Oh.
Creepy kitty staring down, watching this intruder come in, ready to pounce if she does something bad.
You know, this might sound.
Now you're being called out to by your friends who sold out the fact that you're somewhere nearby.
Actually, would this be stereotypical, as Kimona will say, that Storm, we have some fish?
It's not stereotypical, no, but it is treating her like an actual cat.
I don't know what her favorite fish is. Maybe fish is.
I don't think that would.
It's not even just like the fish part.
I
It's
think
the rattling the food bag to get the cat to come.
And they're
I don't think that would.
and Kimona's doing that, trying to get Silver's attention.
No, she's doing that to try to get Storm's attention.
Okay,
It's the
Storm.
closest thing I could find.
Hold on. Oh yeah.
If I ever see Zephyr do that, I'm gonna punch him.
Just start breathing deeply.
Oh my god, hold on. I need to continue that joke, but I'm gonna send this one in a DM.
I hated that show. I hated that show.
I like that show.
Well, no, I
only saw,
hated
I
it.
think one episode.
No, I hated it because it made me laugh at such stupidity at times. I'm just like, why do I laugh at?
Back to the session.
Can we please go back to the session?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Should we just invite Silver to sit down? Because, you know,
It's cold out here. It's very cold out
probably
here.
freezing in this weather, yeah.
Is that Storm talking, or is that you?
That's Strix.
Strix.
Oh,
Strix.
That would be me.
I'm sorry, but I don't recognize your voice yet.
Okay.
I know, we've been graced with Bug for 2 weeks straight. It's so good.
I'm just lucky I have nothing to do.
Last time, okay?
God damn it! So, anyways, I actually want to roll perception to see if I can see where Storm's at, because I know she's probably being sneaky rogue and probably out somewhere, and I don't know where she's at.
Yeah, no, nobody knows where she's at because she rolled really hell high.
Yeah, they're in a spot you wouldn't expect.
I shall attempt.
Thou shalt fail.
I will laugh at your failure.
25.
I'm gonna go back up and see what she rolled.
It's like, fuck, what'd she roll? What'd she roll? What'd she roll?
I know, I don't know. I don't think it would have been
Probably
anything
not
like
25.
No, you rolled really freaking high. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm
I
looking
wonder-
for it too.
I wonder if it was a natural 20 on stealth.
Jeez, what are
I
these?
think it's
What are
like a
some of
19
these
or
names
something.
up here?
Oh, don't worry about that. I ran a little one-shot thingy on Thursday for another friend. Alright,
The
should
shit that's
be-
going on in this PM.
See, that was Xerxes.
Up 21.
Yep,
21.
21.
So
I
it's
do.
stealth of 10, so it was a natural 11.
So I see her.
Mm-hmm. She's like an angry crow on a tree branch.
You see, come, go, I see you.
Probably
Mona's
just
actually-
sends a little glare and continues to watch what's going on.
I
Mona's
don't
actually gonna.
like you call you the place.
Oh,
Have you been
Kimona's
the child?
Is Chathi talking to Kimona about Storm?
She said, I don't understand why you're calling Storm. Are we gonna beat up the child? As a referring to yourself.
No. It's just I just want to make sure that she's okay. She's been up there for a couple hours.
She caught. She it's what they do. They disappear and they come back. That's when they get I don't think she gets eaten. Because
Except when they get eaten.
Oh dear.
Kimona looks at Chathi. She just squints her eyes. She's like, "Are you talking about regular cats?"
regular cats disappear. They always come back unless they get eaten. I don't think that this is the case now. Because
Kimona just looks at her with a deadpan expression. She's like, "What makes you think that is a normal cat? That's a tabaxi."
she take care of herself.
And this is the group.
Technically, she is a cat, so that's not wrong.
The one with the armor and the greatsword, with the questioning everything, is Chathi. The gentleman there on the log is Ryanheart. The one attempting to call down our Tabaxi friend is Kimona. The young elf there is Ashta. And Echo is on her shoulder. We have other companions around that should be able to introduce themselves to you.
I prefer you not say my name without permission.
Don't say my name without permission.
Kimona then says, "You have permission to say her name."
That's such a noble thing to say, to be honest.
Did she just Yoran, do you have permission to say her name? Did Kimona say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yoran just kind of chuckles.
Kimona, what do I roll for that?
So you're gonna punch her?
You gonna punch her too?
Yeah.
Okay.
You already hit me once in the nose, damn it. What else is next?
What am I rolling for?
It's an unarmed strike. It's a strength check.
Okay.
Aha, defender wins.
Defender wins. Just barely missed. She's
Anyway.
getting
Just like,
attempted.
Not yours. You still need to get permission for when you do sneaky things. I do not appreciate.
oh, yes,
And-
because I know that.
These are the fronts. You mentioned you were a prisoner. The werewolves are known to keep prisoners.
Who asked that? Sorry.
Bjorn.
Bjorn stating the werewolves are known to take prisoners. We haven't. Alavara and Ryanheart themselves both were prisoners at some point.
Yeah, that's still actually a good bit in there too.
This very bad idea. Very bad.
Just kind of gives you a lopsided smile. Doesn't really seem to know what else to do. It's not like we can just turn her back towards.
Sit down. You've got to be freezing standing there.
We could. We always could. Very well could.
And if she's an ordinary person who has done no wrong,
Then I good up. It happens.
Who's there? That is south.
Oh, South
This
joined.
is out.
He can't hear us yet, though. Oh,
There he is.
Hi, South.
Welcome, one and all. He did.
are nearly complete with the introduction of Silver.
Pretty much.
This is basically just gonna say, come and sit down and we can talk more about your situation.
Oh, how long has it been since Chathi started her spell?
It's probably been long enough. Boom! There's a cow.
So it would be a little bit hesitant, but say, okay, afterwards, but like that. Especially. Just head over.
Boom! There's a cow.
I'm gonna pet for cow. There we go.
Cow is pet.
We have a cow.
Who did Tracer talk to last? That is a question.
That was, I think, Xerxes?
No, it was definitely Sevayn.
Oh no! I know who it was!
No, it was most definitely Sevayn. Because he was
Are you
saw
wait a minute, are you
Xerxes bamf out, and then he was telling Sevayn we had success, and then fell out immediately.
Are you sure? Because I thought it was a Rheembow.
No,
It was definitely not Erythros.
it's definitely not Erythros.
By the way, note to everybody, we have not told Tracer a single thing of what happened.
Read all the details. We're all down there. Hawk posted
I guess that makes it a good thing that he's gonna drop with Sevayn then, because Sevayn's probably the saddest among the group right now. He's very much not doing anything.
Chathi just knows he's dead, and she's ticked that she couldn't kill the person.
Oh, we got somebody else? Oh no, I think it was just Tracer.
I think that was, or was it Hawker joining? I thought it was Hawker.
That was me. That was me because I fell out. But Sevayn,
Also,
Yep.
D10, please.
Oh, you. Oh,
also,
yeah. Sorry, I
would
forgot.
like to, I would like to apologize if I start sneezing and would randomly go on mute.
Gorgeous.
Or put in air conditioning.
Ah, crap! I rolled the second one because I didn't hear the first one go through.
We're still
They were the same
Those
roll.
not ones.
Yep.
Oh.
They were the same roll.
Okay, so
Ooh.
Sevayn, you are surprised, so you are rolling a dex save at disadvantage because you are so beside yourself right now.
Yep.
Oh my god, the ones.
Same roll. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
What?
Again.
What is this witchery bullshit?
Actually, the same happened in yesterday's session too.
No,
I had a disadvantage roll and I rolled the same roll.
You have a double
Tracer,
nat
roll
one,
me
you're
your
rolling a
dex save.
disadvantage, and then you go for 22 across the board. Are you? Kimora must be happy with you today.
So Tracer, your
That is
turn
real
to
funny.
roll your dex save. Because if either of you fail this, you're both on a pile. Excellent. You
get-
both managed to land on your feet. So you
he's
are
a
face to face with one another.
Well, Tracer's a cat.
Mm-hmm.
He is?
He's
No.
a Tabaxi.
I don't have so many cats.
He's a half
He looks like
Tabaxi.
a human, though, as far as everyone else is concerned. He's a human.
Yes.
There's
So
only 2 Tabaxis, really.
Wait a minute, are you sure he's a cat? I thought he wasn't a cat.
he's all of the above.
He's a human. As far as everyone is concerned, he is a human.
Okay, Reinhardt, that doesn't help me when you say
10
all
out
the
of 10
above.
spelling.
There.
I think he's trying to imply that he's a shapeshifter. I don't know.
No, I'm not.
No.
Just don't worry
that-
about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
That would be a twist. Tracer's a changeling. Ooh.
Nope.
Back to the campaign.
Didn't drive me nuts.
Alright, do we wanna do that interaction here, or are you guys gonna keep working with Silver?
Everyone else would just hear a thump from the cart.
Porque no los veo.
Oh,
Okay. Thank you, Tracer. I was gonna ask, how is Silver taking this scary woman just saying, why are we listening to her? Dangerous, yada yada yada. If we turned her away, oops, I made a mistake. If she's innocent. How's she responding to all that?
probably keeping an eye on you. I mean, once again, I've already stated they're taking things somewhat cautiously because they don't know anybody here.
Oh, got it.
Also, Kimona's got the food. Kimona is cooking the food.
You better not be touching my elk.
Oh, Chathi would not be happy if she's touching the food that she prepared without permission.
Kimona's got the food. Right, so
Actually, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna
Survival.
roll. I'm gonna roll an odd or even. Odds I touched the elk. Evens I did not touch the elk.
oh, that elk.
It's the evens. I did not touch the elk.
Okay, good.
Use your own supplies. Right.
So, should I roll a con thing related to how cold it is?
Probably.
So, is it a con save or is it like just straight con?
Con save.
Yeah, it's gonna go horribly bad. Oh wait, never mind. I actually have a proficiency in con. Maybe it won't go bad. Okay.
You're okay for
Not
now.
bad.
I have a -2 modifier on con.
Mm-hmm. Ah, no, I did the thing again.
One thing.
I accidentally shared myself. It's okay though, nobody saw anything but my ceiling. Did I
Yeah.
fall out?
No.
No.
No, you still here.
Here.
Okay. So, probably about 3 p.m. by this time. It's been a good hour. Those of you who need to take a short rest and roll hit dice for that, you may. Sevayn, that includes you.
Yes.
So Todd, I said a better joke.
Actually,
Yes.
question, do we do our pick up now? Do
Your
we do
level up
our
Has
do we do
anyone
our level up?
seen anything that
Oh.
happened while Chathi popped out? Because she popped out before y'all got to camp, or was it
No,
that decided that
It was
she
when
popped
you
out?
guys met up with the rest of the group before coming towards the camp that you found.
Okay. Has anyone told Chathi anything that has happened?
Okay, it applies after a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
I
Not to my knowledge, anybody did.
Nobody should have applied it yet. 7. Oh, it fell out.
It was Storm. She backed up.
Okay. Anybody want to say anything specific to one another?
Not really. At least for either of my characters. Reinhardt's keeping silent for now. And Silver doesn't really know exactly what to say right now.
Doesn't know much about the wolf, so he's just looking at the rest of the group because they have no idea what's going on.
Oh, you gave me an idea, Bug. Get ready to be approached by tall women.
You're also very small.
Oh yeah, I am super tiny.
She's gonna stop petting Beauty. She's gonna walk up and she go, "You, Robert, you work for Kimona, right?"
Sort of. Why do you ask?
Because you appear on Small Dragon. This is randomly. I never seen you before, so I'm curious.
Well, I was Aether dropped for a time.
I figured. It's happened. Run.
But yes, my mission is currently to guard Lady Kimona as well as Lady Ashta. Just looks a bit sheepish. He's not doing a very good job of that as of late. So
He's also like 2.5 feet tall, so he's tall.
oh yeah,
So small.
So she very towering over him.
He's
like-
so small.
But actually, what is Chathi's height?
And now she's asking him questions.
Chathi's like 6 foot something.
6
Wow.
foot.
So, like, Ryanheart. I wonder what was Reinhardt's again? It was,
they kind of used to looking up at people, so
yeah, Reinhardt's 6'7".
She is 1 inch shorter than him. Wow.
Okay, yeah, I remember it being, I think it was one shorter. I just wanted to make sure.
surrounded by giants.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I was about to say the only ones that would actually be near Strix's height or a little shorter than him is Echo and Ashta.
Yep. Ashta's currently a little smaller than Kimona in her current shape.
Here, Tracer, I can send you a picture of the map if you want.
Okay, so Chathi is gonna cross her arms and go. I
I
don't.
mean, I think he's
understand
in the map
why-
actually.
I don't understand why you give service dragons though. The dragons.
Why would I not?
The dragons, you know, they hurt people.
Not my Lady Rayma. Lady Rayma is the protector of Silverdale, not to mention my entire clan.
I do not have experience, so I disagree.
I recommend that you meet my Lady Rayma.
I wish to not. Dragons not good.
The
Ashta
dragons in the north aren't as friendly as the dragons.
dragon, no. They hurt, they destroy, not good.
I better get back to my plot. Jordan just kind of awkwardly exits the
Nope.
chat. There's a
whole
robot
thing?
maid. There's a robot maid helping Kimona make food.
Yeah, this would be a very strange group to walk upon. Yeah, but why? Sorry.
What does
Sorry.
Chathi say?
I said she sighed, eyeing Yorin as he leaves. She still doesn't trust him.
Aww.
She didn't see him in action, so.
No, you didn't. He was up there with the other party.
Reinhardt
Keeping
knows
them
that.
alive.
Reinhardt knows that Jorn isn't any trouble.
It just occurred to me that Silver is standing there hearing all of this.
Every last bit of this.
Yeah,
And-
that's why I'm not sure what to think, because it's just like, you walk upon that, it's a little strange.
Kimona watching Chathi and them, Kimona is like, interesting. Something to put into a book.
Stop!
Oh god damn it, no.
Something to put in a book.
She's and then she starts speaking like a little bit out loud, but in a whispered tone. She's like, and so the barbarian, not the barbarian, and so the paladin is not Chathi.
Stop analyzing my life. If you want to get hit, I will try to hit you again.
Kimona smiles and sticks out her tongue. And she's like, "You can try, but you won't." And she just skips off and no.
I have knocked you over and I have punched you. So this happened twice. You got it this way.
She smiles and she just sticks out her tongue. And she's like, "So you have, but it doesn't matter."
If you
She's
like,
like,
punch you.
And she said, "Oh, by the way," she says, "what makes you think I was analyzing your life? Could be making stuff up."
She's gonna grumble under her breath and cross her arms.
Just going to attempt to step in between them. It's like, can we just focus on the issue at hand, please?
She's like, "Sure, love you, Chathi."
By the way, Hawk, Tracer is asking for a description of the area around, because I'm guessing...
Yes. You have 2 campfires set up. One seems to be the men and women who arrived previously. You are in a completely different campsite than you previously were. There's no sign of the wyvern at the moment. The majority of your companions are encircled around the campfire as well. Oh, at least the campfire on your side. There's still only a singular cart. Of course, Sevayn was inside of that. Currently still is, I assume.
Yep.
Duke is still here. The doggo is still sort of patiently waiting, while Chathi comes to and fro between the cart and Kimona's cooking to assist with that.
I think you called
Alavara.
again.
Chathi is doing what she's doing. Cardi is the robo maid is helping. The
amount of times this has happened.
Alavara has sequestered herself inside of one of the 2 tents there for the time being. She's currently going through the inventory of a bag of holding. Zephyr has crashed in one of the tents at the opposite camp, as most of the men seem to be attempting to get some sort of rest after all of that, including the White Dragonborn. Yorn is over on a boulder, seeming to keep an eye out for trouble, making sure that somebody's on watch. Also, there's a person you do not recognize who's recently just sort of gathered with the group. Very
I'm sorry,
Could be
Chathi is
friends.
probably glaring at her.
brand new person.
Hey,
Hello.
you don't need to apologize, bud. Just saying.
Anyway, Tracer will step up to the group and look to Kimona, and just basically says, "Is it true?"
What's true?
Erythros.
Oh, yes, he
Oh,
How casually
Kimona.
Chathi says that.
Yeah.
Just, oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
dead.
dead.
He is very
Yeah.
dead.
Kimona just like pops her in the arm.
Yeah.
She's like,
It's so-
Kimona like pops her in the arm. She's just like, Chathi, a little bit more,
I don't have tact. I don't understand why you think I have tact. I've been with you long enough for you to know I do not have that. Yes? You know I don't have it.
Meanwhile, Tracer is ignoring the robo maid to just stare directly at Kimona and just very seriously says, "What happened?"
Oh god, no.
Cross. She's like, cross us and the other werewolves. If I'm to be blunt, a lot of things happen. Cross kind of blindsided us. Not really expected her to be there. And
Good.
we thought, you know, because the rest of us had his ring on, you know, the one that, you know, just the, you know, I think we all remember the ring of ice resistance that we had.
Those of you who knew him from Gilgardonia's experience would know about the ring of cold resistance. However, those of you who are not there for that do not know about that.
Right.
So that would be
I know
excluding
nothing.
Tracer.
So basically, she said he had a ring that could make him really cold, and we thought that would be good for him to be able to be okay against the werewolves, but with the amount of werewolves that showed up, that didn't do much.
They held.
And Kimona is purposely leaving the fact that Zephyr went over there, got his ass trapped, and that's why. That's why Rithros went over there to save him and got killed. She's purposely leaving that out so that way Tracer does not.
Trying
Try
to avoid
murder someone.
Trying to avoid causing
Kimona's using
blame.
that brain.
Trying to avoid causing blame.
So I guess Zephyr did knock some sense into her with that pin.
No, Kimona. It's not that you knock some sense into her. It's more so Kimona knows when to try to not get someone killed.
Yeah, because Tracer's one of the very few people who is not super sure of, as far as everyone else is, on how readily willing he is to kill someone.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah. So she basically just tells Tracer that, and hey, she says, look, we're sorry. We tried everything. Alavara tried healing. Chathi tried healing. But by the time they got over to him, it was too much. I couldn't even use my book on him to save his life.
I would go kill him, and then everything will be in balance. That's how we do this. Yes.
Tracer is just
That's entire-
basically taking a deep breath through his nose, like a calming breath as he straightens up and looks around in our current situation.
She's like, look, we tried everything we can. She says, look, I even almost died myself because I tried to get the sword away from Fawcett.
This is very stupid.
Look, I didn't expect to actually get it. As soon as I got it, I tried to run.
Tracer
Yes,
just steps
and
up
it-
and pats Kimona on the
I don't know who the
shoulder.
hell tried to call me.
Does he
He's
say
trying to
anything?
calm her down, so that she doesn't go off on a tangent.
She
Shoulder
just
pat.
takes a breath. Yeah, she just takes a breath. She's just like, again, we tried. It wasn't much. She says, but we tried as much as we could.
So what's the plan now?
The only thing I can think of is try to find someone who can revive people.
We backtrace or do we move on?
Would that be knowledge arcana?
About
Or
how
not-
resurrection magic works, or trying to figure out who,
Trying to think of anybody that he's ever met that might know something.
history. Disadvantage, because you didn't actually spend very much time in Triros.
Right. Nature?
History, just straight history.
Just straight history. 15.
So
You heard a name of someone who might be capable of it in Triroad. There's definitely someone in Averdon, but that's because it's the biggest city around, and they have a lot of temples, and a lot of the heads of the different branches of the churches of the Pantheon. You have the All Temple, which is where all of the Norse gods are worshipped, all as one big pantheon altogether. It is affectionately called Little Valhalla, even though it's not really one. The Temple to Valhalla, rather, which should be the appropriate name. Which
Alavara
Alavara also very much knows about.
Tracer nods in thought. I may know a guy.
He is a, the guy you've heard about in Tri-Road is a priest of Frigga. Frigga. Although...
Frigga.
Finding him's the funny part. Alavara knows a lot more about him.
Is anybody gonna ask what Tracer knows?
Why would they?
Because he just said, I may know a guy. Because Kimona said she's trying to think of anybody who might know resurrection spells or revival spells, and Tracer just said, I may know a guy.
You also know someone back from your homeland who could reincarnate people into a new body if they died. Which is a very, very different experience than not necessarily coming back in the same body they left.
Which is weird for the person getting revived.
It's really discombobulating. And the guy doing it is also a bit eccentric. In both cases, they're kind of eccentric people, for very different reasons.
Right.
How do you know someone who revived? I don't think this common knowledge.
He just turns to look at who was it that spoke?
Chathi.
He just turned to look at Chathi. I have information.
That's all I
I'm
can say.
I have my sources.
I have my sources. Yeah, I have my sources.
You see. She shrugs.
I've heard a rumor of someone living in Dry Rot, some sort of priest of. What was the name of the?
Tri-Road, not Dry Rot.
Someone in Dry Rot.
Tri-Road. He's a priest of Frigga, which.
Yeah.
If any of you would like to roll religion, you'll learn something very fun about Frigga.
I did a very stupid thing. Just ignore
Thing?
You would be familiar with this.
Heard of anything in this area?
No, don't go to.
So wait, are we
Roll history or religion.
Just murder wrong, okay?
Do it.
Just keep in
Quote.
mind, I basically lived in Raima's palace for like my entire life, so.
But you were also well educated. She made sure to educate you guys.
The first one was
True.
Silver, the second one was Ryanheart, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, Silver wouldn't know a whole lot about that, but Ryanheart and, yeah, all three of you are somewhat familiar with the Pantheon. You do know that the symbol of Frigga's church is a cat.
Oh.
315s.
Lovely.
Would it be a black cat?
No, it's not a black cat. It's a tabby cat.
Hmm.
Like an ordinary house cat tabby cat.
Seriously? Just.
Yeah. Oh, the reason for such has to do with the fact that the goddess has an affinity for tabby cats and for those who are also somewhat familiar to them. This is something straight out of the books, guys.
Oh.
Total irony.
No. I bet she'd be very interested in someone like Tracer or any of our other Tabaxi characters.
She is, if I'm correct, a fertility goddess.
Oh no, that's even worse.
So a question:
Which would explain why you would know about them.
What?
Kimona would have heard of it in passing. General, you know, sort of that education.
We just read something in a book one time.
Pretty much. Something in a book one time.
So
Learning about the foreign gods. Okay, so Frigga, she's the goddess of birth and fertility. She shares one of the aspects of Artemis, which is Mithras's goddess, which is not fertility, it is childbirth, thank you.
anything.
She's the
quite.
goddess of the hunt and childbirth.
What?
Frigga is the goddess of birth and fertility.
Okay,
I'd
so
ask
question,
what the difference is, but since I'm sitting with a bunch of nerds, I know you guys are gonna tell me.
So I actually got a question. Is there a symbol of tabby cat because death comes from all walks of life?
No. It's
Oh.
just because the goddess has an affinity for cats.
Well, hell,
She
I thought
likes
it was something
cats.
symbolical.
She likes cats. So what
She's a crazy
usually
cat
happens
lady.
is when a new housewife is pregnant with her first child, what is traditionally given as a gift is a kitten, because kittens in the kitchen keep the mice away. Helps the housewife be a good mom, essentially, which is why the tabby cat is the symbol of Frigga. It's just a dwarven tradition. You give a new housewife a kitten. It's just a thing they do. Mm-hmm. Frigga.
So what do?
So what do? This is the information that most of you know about this goddess. Although Alavara would be the one most familiar with the tradition of giving a kitten to a new housewife.
I don't think Chathi will know what to do with this information.
You just know that the dwarves have this weird goddess who likes it when you give cats to pregnant moms. Doesn't make any sense.
Then yes.
Weird
We
dwarven
just have
thing.
the expression of intense confusion.
Literally,
Once again,
I literally just thought you said intense anime notion. I was like, huh?
once again, Chathi returns to her state of being confusion. Right, Alavara, you'll have heard most of this from inside the tent.
Oh, okay. Where did I miss that? Because I was eating until recently.
I would have that part of the conversation be what you forgot.
Okay, sure.
Like, what you kind of tried to tune out.
Yeah.
But you would have heard Tracer say, I know a guy.
Okay.
You were also familiar with this guy. You've met him once in person.
Do I know his name?
His name is Malcolm.
Okay. Sounds
Meanwhile, Tracer says, "Are we still in?"
I think not. But I don't trust. Celestial does not trust us or Ruby, so I say very cautious and leave as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't have anybody at the campfire, sorry.
And the werewolves?
That is Crussus.
That was Crossus. Crossus is the leader of the werewolves.
And
Wait,
from
is
what-
Crossus with us?
No.
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 The kid here is someone new.
the thing that I will state right now is that Kimona is going to say, I actually do have a few things that actually need to be done. So if Cardi
Back.
can watch the food.
Of course, Lady Kimona.
And she's going to walk over to the other
Oh god,
camp.
no.
Oh, here we go.
To where the other people are. And she looks, she looks, she looks,
She's gonna pay
yeah,
them.
she looks at the dwarf guy if he's actually there.
He is. He seems to be checking on his men.
She says, I must talk to you.
Hey. That's
Is it time for their payment?
How can I help you?
She says, you and everyone has done their sufficient job. She says, I don't know what your split rate is for you and your men, but here is the and she hands him a sack of 200 platinum.
Very good. Though I feel as though the job is not quite done and Now we've got the horses back, the rescue is complete. That portion stopped. It feels a little hollow. I don't think we took any of their lives this time. But they seem to have done the same to you.
She says, but unlike them, we may have a solution to be able to get back alive.
No.
Unlike them, as if they don't have a
Just kind
solution
of-
to get back alive.
Just kind of weighs the bag in hand, tosses it up, catches it. Well, I'll be sure to spread this among the men as we agreed previously.
She then says, also do remember that Yorin and Storm was part of your group. She says,
Of course, they have part of the pay that they agreed to.
I don't know. She says, I don't know how much that was. She says, so it's, I mean, that's up to you and what they talk about. She says, but I think what we're gonna do is possibly head back to Tri-Road, and when we get back to Tri-Road, we're gonna look for somebody there. I don't know specific. Wait a minute, did they say specifically who they're gonna go look for?
No.
Tracer kind of. Is,
Okay.
But he didn't say.
Okay.
Tracer has a general idea of the guy's reputation, not exactly his name.
Okay,
and
so
his reputation and his position. Alavara knows
You
his
just
name.
know. You just know that he's a priest of
a Frigga.
Frigga.
of Riga.
Okay, so Kimona says, from what I was told, from what everybody else was told, over in Tri-Road there was a priest of Frigga.
Storm, could you roll me history? I actually want to see if you know about this guy. History or religion? You may have met this fellow.
Oh no.
Hawk.
Yeah.
I think it's
Can I?
I'm checking.
His religion, not good fun. Was his religion. Oh, it's a 14.
You've seen the fellow in passing. You also know he's a fellow Tabaxi, and he's very round. He's very round. He's very squat. He looks almost. If you looked at him from the back, you would mistake him for a dwarf. Except that he's got the big ears and the bushiest tail you've seen.
So
He's
he's
a
portly.
big kitty.
So he's portly.
He's portly cat. He is a
Okay.
chonker.
So Kimona,
like
No,
my
Garfield.
cat.
Basically.
my real life cat.
Essentially, yeah. He's like a brown version of Garfield.
okay, so Kimona then says to the dwarf guy, I can't remember his name. I don't remember his name. She says, apparently we're going to go find a priest of Frigga in Tri-Road, and that priest will possibly allow us to revive said friend of ours. She says, but
should all be traveling together back to Tri-Road. I should think it is safer to travel in larger groups, mostly because animals don't really attack that
Yeah.
they can't guarantee a catch-off.
I agree with this.
Well, that's more than likely the case. If anything, I think we also saw some allosaurs here. No, wait, that was before Muckwolf. Never mind.
That was way back.
That would be outside of the walls. Yes, allosaurs out here are pretty rare. That has to do with the T-Rex problem. There are sections in the wall which have been made to allow smaller predators journey between the walls, but those are well-guarded passageways. The occasional pack of wolves comes through, boar, deer, migrating animals. We leave the gates open for migration. But the T-Rexes do not like going through the wall. So they stay in the territory and become a bit of a problem to any settlement without an underground. Thank you. Dwarves sleep on the ground all winter like bears.
Mona will nod. She's like, no, that's useful information. She says, but
Strong man.
so
Dwarf is strong.
she then says, but I do agree. We probably will be traveling back with you. She says, I don't know what our course of action would be after we revive our friend, if we are able.
It's feathered.
And
So-
Remus
Are you
Petal.
gonna peanut for now, or are you gonna join us?
I don't have a clue what's going on yet.
So peanut for now.
Yeah. So, Kimona then says, she's like, we don't know what our next course of action is going to be. We may try the top road again. Hopefully, Process and them will not be around, because I think she did say as long as we left them alone, they'll leave us alone. So,
Yeah, they're a group of bandits. What we'll probably do is find the proper local militia. A group this dangerous cannot be permitted to remain within our territory. It is not safe for us. It's a danger to our
Right.
citizens and their property.
right. She says, or we might try the low roads again. Last time we went there, we
It
did a
was a
bit better.
spider problem. We had a few people come through. They were just about done cleaning that up. Repair crews are going to have to be down there for a while. There's some damage to the tunnels. We suspect the purple worm.
Oh boy.
It's a
Wait.
host once again.
Purple worm?
You've never seen the purple worm before. Well, nature.
She's like, I feel like that's something you put into a drink. I don't know.
Roll
It would
nature.
have to be a really big drink, yeah.
Do we all roll nature or just
Just those who are involved with the conversation.
I'm pretty sure that
That's
qualifies as a
sick.
low.
That's a 6.
No. No, you have no idea what a purple worm is.
She's like, is it something you put into
They're
a
not
drink
from
that makes you like
Celestia.
crazy?
No, it's a worm big enough to swallow a dragon.
She's like, excuse the fuck out of me, what?
It is a huge underground creature. It's got no arms, like a little. You've seen earthworms, yes?
That's a big worm.
Yeah, I know what an earthworm is, but you said
Then
that
he
things
points-
are
Then he points over at this boulder. Now imagine one with a head that size.
She's like, yeah, burn it with fire.
Filled with teeth. Dark purple in color. They go speeding through the underdark, just creating tunnels, eating stone. They move by eating actual freaking stone. So as you can imagine, they make a bit of a mess in the tunnels.
She's like, so the bottom road is basically a no-go now, ain't it?
No, it's fine. There's no one nearby. No tremors of it, anyway. If I'm
No, you said
suspecting,
that
tried
you said that the road needed to be worked on.
a little bit, but it is still passable.
Okay.
We do our best for our citizens.
Right. It's just as well that could do us better.
Jesus Christ.
That is an adorable little picture with a kitten. It just goes to nom his nose.
Hey, Hawk. I'm pretty sure that's a low.
Where did you roll it?
In roll
Where
20.
did- Yeah, that's a low. It's not too bad though. It's not as bad. It's actually quite muffled. You're not gonna remember it when you wake up.
I have no clue what you're talking about, Zephyr, because I see no.
Yeah, I rolled
Because
it
it's
secretly.
to me privately.
Oh, how do you do?
Okay,
Go
there should be an
to-
option on your sheet which says toggle whisper when you hit the gear.
Oh, okay.
Or if you go to the dice icon, you click GM until it lights up blue. You roll it to her only. So
Oh.
Secret,
Oh.
secret, kept secret.
it's
Also-
only because I didn't want to put it in the chat and block everybody else.
Secrets.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Ow.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
But Kimona will say, she's like, well, if anything, we'll be traveling back with you, and then we'll probably take the low road. She says it's more than enough safer. And she says, well, she says
It's
that will
also
be our...
fast.
Yes, it's faster too. and we really need to get them over on it.
Milgdon's a long way off.
Not Milgdon.
She says, "Look, too many dawns." She's like, she's like, it's the.
Hey. It's an old dwarven tradition naming cities that way.
You mean naming them with a dawn after everything?
More like naming them after the dawn.
They're two cities with a similar name. Everydon comes first in the alphabet. So it comes first on the road.
So you're telling me that your first letter in the alphabet is Avri.
Close.
Avrydon.
Dwarven script is a little, it's not the same alphabet. But the pronunciation in common is Everydon A comes first before M.
Like,
Milgerdon is out in the fields where you mill. Grow a lot of wheat out there.
And then she says something in Halfling. She's like, and headache dawn is what I'm getting right now.
What was that? What did I draw?
She said
nothing.
She says nothing. It's something to be able to help me remember stuff.
Okay.
Talk about excuses.
I am paid. Our contract is complete. Thank you very much. We'll be. I don't like being this close to their nests this soon, but we did a number on them. I doubt they'll be going after us. At least, not anytime soon. This kind of does the dwarven confidence off.
Meanwhile, can I have Tracer start a conversation?
Sure. Meanwhile, back at the other camp.
Tracer sits down at the camp, and how many newcomers are in front of him?
It's the
How
one.
many people here do you not know? Okay, you've met Strix before. You met them down in Raina's Keep whenever you were exploring the Undercity there.
Yep.
I
think Silver is the only one you really don't know at the camp right now.
Hawk, I wanted to ask you if it's possible when he says that the contract is complete and everything. Kimona's gonna want to discuss with him when they all plan to leave, if that's possible.
We're hoping to set out tomorrow, but if you need more time to recuperate, I'm understanding you have your loss in your number.
Tomorrow is a great plan.
No, yeah, she's like, no, tomorrow. She's like, early morning tomorrow. We leave.
Of course. That should give us enough time to strap down the boys, as it were.
She's like, okay, and she says, I know. She says, I'll be heading back. And so she goes back to the other camp, and Silver is the only one that Tracer knows. Yeah. Okay, good, yeah.
Silver is the only one that Tracer does not quite recognize. She's
So Tracer just sits down at the camp, looks at Silver and said, "Who's the new one?"
Is he?
I don't know yet. Exactly.
Was Tracer asking?
Camp is not really able to do anything or say anything in this conversation.
Sorry, 1 second.
Was that Tracer asking Silver directly? Or to the other?
No, he's asking the entire group.
Who is the new pest? And I believe Chathi responded, we don't quite know yet.
Oh, I haven't said anything.
No,
it
was...
That was Bug.
It was Bug.
It was Bug.
I'm sorry, my brain is all over the place right now.
I still have no idea what's happening.
So what does Silver look like?
Would you want to go or? And you can describe if you want. You're probably better describing it, but I can describe it if you'd rather.
She appears to be roughly in her mid-teens. She has dark charcoal-colored hair with white streaks in it. Has little cat ears, pointed ones, which kind of stick out to the side a little bit. And a long hair, cat's tail out the back of a pair of breeches. She seems a little worn, a little weathered, very cold. As if she's, her garments are also quite dirty.
Alright. Knowledge nature. 17.
She's definitely half Tabaxi.
That's interesting. And Tracer, where did she come from? Seeming a little less on the cautionary defensive now that he's had a good look at her.
So are they asking Zildjian?
He's he's asking the group.
Says she was a prisoner of the werewolves and managed to escape. Well, we have yet to ask for details.
Did I die?
No, you're good.
Oh.
Everyone's just being quiet.
Yeah.
That's about all she wrote.
Reem, if you want to have Alavara and...
I know. I'm good.
She's sequestered.
I've been having a conversation with someone because I was checking something. What the heck did I miss?
Tracer is asking about the new person.
Okay, got it. They just sit down. I'm not for this idea, but it happened.
I guess that's about all there is to it. I can't think of anything else to strike up a conversation with.
Also just kind of is sitting next to you. She's currently in the form of a very young elf. Kind of pats his shoulder.
Awkward.
She smells like you.
Sorry, sorry, what did,
Asha in Draconic would have said, she smells like you.
He just... Tracer just reaches up to put his, hand on top of, Asha's head and, like, just gently pushes her down.
Kimona says she's okay.
Yes, because Kimona is right about everything.
Now, she knows when to trust people.
Not only that.
I grew up in the wilds, out in the dirt and grime. I guess I wouldn't be impressed if she does.
Sorry, I'm back. I was doing stuff in the background. I wasn't really BRB, but and I was trying to listen, but it's like wasn't really easy because of the conversation questions. So I doubt I missed anything. Most of the conversation I kind of got.
Not really. Just kind of Ashta saying some things in Draconic.
Okay.
And Tracer replied back in Draconic. I grew up out in the wilderness in dirt and grime. It's no surprise that she smells that we smell similar. Well, at the time, just put his hand on Ashta's head and like just gently pushing her down, kind of to quiet her, cause
I can understand Draconic.
Can I
understand Draconic?
A lot of people here can understand Draconic.
I think everybody at the table can understand Draconic, except for Alavara.
And Zephyr.
That's why I'm doing it.
I don't understand Draconic either.
You're casting comprehend languages.
And it.
Hello, what should I roll to, kinda subtly subtly try to get Ashta to shut up,
Who decided?
but while not making it seem like he's trying to keep her quiet.
I mean, just patting her head down, tousling it gently like that seems to relax a little bit more.
Tracer, Chathi probably said that sarcastic comment about Kimona and Draconic too, because she saw that they were talking in Draconic. And
I don't think anyone really knows that Silver speaks Draconic, so everyone would probably assume that Draconic's the safe thing to use.
Yeah, Silver hasn't mentioned it or made it obvious.
Yeah. So,
What did Chathi say?
She said yes, because Kimona is always right. She said sarcastically about trusting people.
Ashta had answered, well, she knows when to trust people.
Yeah. And then Chathi begrudgingly said, I guess you're sort of right there.
Tracer just closes his eyes, but if anybody could, should I roll anything to try and hide his
deception
mark under his like cloak?
Stealth or deception. You also have this huge scarf on your face, so you can just kind of pull it up in your scarf.
Yeah, just subtly, hiding away a smirk of amusement at Chathi's sarcastic comment.
Oh, okay. That's what's happening here. Got it.
Because he knows. He knows.
I'm gonna go check on Sevayn. He seems real sad. Just kind of hops off the log, taking.
It's about time someone does something.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Arithros was the only one who really made an emotional connection with Sevayn, so it makes sense.
Well, right, like I mentioned, Ryanheart was letting Sevayn, like, by himself because,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you explained
kinda
why.
like-
No one else really did anything.
Yeah.
He kind of crawls over the things in the back of the cart, like children do, making noise, tumbling, falling over themselves.
He is continuing to sing his song. It is in Draconic, by the way.
I bet it sounds very pretty to Ashta.
It is very pretty. It's a very pretty song.
Does anyone else at the campfire do this? There's also a Duke sitting there.
Kind of clear her voice and go, well, Zephyr, you're not here.
Where's Zephyr? He's not here.
They are
Most of you
invisible.
know he's over here.
Thank you, didn't declare about where.
16
He's inside a
perception.
tent, so you wouldn't be able to see him.
Oh well.
He's total
So,
cover.
It's been about 2 hours though, correct?
Almost.
Right, because, like I said, I believe he would have been waking up by now.
I said, boy, what are you doing as the wonderful Breezy? Not Chathi.
Two.
But, does anyone, like, straight out answer her where he is?
Does Ryanheart know does Ryanheart know where?
You would have seen where he retreated after he tackled Kimona to the ground.
Ryanheart will point in that direction, which I'm assuming is that tent there. He'll point in that direction and say, "It's in the tent next to the large one."
Oh, okay. I go check on him now. And she's gonna get up and move over there.
She's just gonna watch her go
Also-
awkwardly.
Yeah.
That's what she does. Someone said also.
Never mind.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Why? I feel like I should worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I was being dumb. I thought a thing and then I remembered, oh no, that thing is wrong.
Okay.
That's not actually a thing.
No,
Actually, Hawk, I have
False
an
alarm.
interesting question.
Yes.
Does Silver know what the Aether drop is?
Oh. Oh.
I actually
maybe.
kind of curious, because that I would actually never ask that.
Roll Arcana. Yes, you know what that is. It was a thing in your day too.
Okay.
It was a lot worse in your day, actually.
Oh. Oh boy. Okay. Intriguing.
Oh, that's an interesting
Okay. I've gotten hints, and I'm going to mentally write them down.
Secrets. Little pieces of lore are coming out everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Don't think I didn't catch on to that.
Now, Silver, roll me perception. You know why? You would notice that hilt on that belt as Chathi walks away.
We'll keep a mental note of it, like, immediately, but I won't mention it yet. Mention anything about it yet.
Okay.
I still can't get over how low that HP is, though. I'm gonna have a lot of problems.
Silver, was it? Where exactly did you come from? You mentioned caves.
The caves the werewolves were in, sort of residing in.
And you were held prisoner, right?
Yeah. Out of character, real quick. How long was it for?
Anywhere between a couple of months and a year? You're not
Yeah.
entirely sure. A lot of time.
There's a lot of people in the chat. Jeez.
It keeps
I know.
making everyone silent.
There's way too
Yeah,
many
I
of
know.
us.
It used to kick me out a lot too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of us today.
Yep.
Also, maybe also I just want to mention this for when Zephyr put in that boost. I don't know if the audio is any better, but I can say it seems a tad better.
Just a tad.
That might just be me though.
Just a tad.
Well, it hasn't kicked me out yet. It usually kicks me out about once every hour or so. No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kicked me out twice. Never mind.
No, but the audio is different than Discord cutting everyone out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we mentioned, and it was not Charlie. Who was it that asked about how long?
Strix,
Okay.
yeah.
Little kobold person, the little teeny tiny kobold man with all of his nice things.
Why are you guys making me do all the talking? You know I hate talking.
Well, I'm thinking about mentioning that they're going to question them. Silver probably wouldn't. They still don't know how to think of one, but
It's also because everybody else's characters are still trying to deal with things.
Yep. So, Silver would mention, yeah, the caves the werewolves were residing in. There was a bunch of other prisoners, and as far as I could tell,
Let's try that again.
maybe a couple.
Stop kicking me.
This really felt like a long time, though.
You would remember Alavara's name having been spoken in that cell.
So we
Some of
have heard
the things
Alvara's
which
name?
occurred. Hold on, I've got to help my husband with the laundry. I'll be right back.
Nah.
Go to...
Feathered's been trying to say things, but
Poor Feathered.
yeah. but Ryanheart's trying to figure out things, so
Simultaneously
simultaneously trying to do stuff.
I can't really think of anything to help move the story along because Tracer is a very, very silent individual.
And Reinhardt's pretty silent too. It's not like
My character's still trapped in the area. The Ether again.
Oh,
Yeah,
Feathered, you're
well-
really robotic.
Again, of course I am.
Oh, nope, you're better now.
Well, Feathered, I think part of it's because Hook is kind of assuming that you wanted a peanut for tonight.
Yeah.
If you want to join in, just say something. I'm sure she'll make that happen.
Probably when...
Hey, Reem.
Yeah.
How long do I have left?
What do you mean?
What?
Until you know what?
Until I know what?
What? DM it to him. DM him.
Until the big reveal.
Oh, a while. You know, I have ideas, but she's not worried about that right now. Other things have happened since then, and yeah, no, we're not doing that for a bit.
Okay, fair enough. And just wondering.
And hopefully it won't be a very big reveal. At least that's the idea.
Turns into this like massive game-changing reveal.
As long as you make sure to play it and placate and the kid and kitty, you won't get stabby.
Yeah.
Alavara, big bad evil guy. Confirmed? Question mark.
No. I think I
Oh,
figured out what he's
I don't
referring
know,
to.
Coop. I don't know, Coop. Is Reinhardt a demon like you had suggested before?
Eyebrows, eyebrows, eyebrows.
I mean,
eyebrows.
Just start spreading rumors about all of our characters.
No, it's because of the stuff I was sort of talking about when me, Coop, and Storm were in chat. You started getting a lot of theories as to stuff on Reinhardt, which I'm like, nah.
How did you guys guess my plot all along?
How did you know?
Ah, that was not the right one. That one's not the right one. Yeah, da.
Huh.
If it weren't for you meddling kids and your cat.
I like that.
But this one.
Tippity 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 tap.
I have that one.
Eyebrows, man.
Eyebrows,
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 eyebrows.
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 Those are fast brows.
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows, eyebrows, eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
Alright, so. What did I miss? That's the DM.
Not really much. We're just staying here doing nothing, trying to wonder how we could continue the story.
I've already figured out
Oh,
that
I know.
Alavara is actually the bad guy.
I know how I can continue the story to an extent, but I'm not in character. What happened? So.
Let's just ask, how were you captured? How did you escape? Yeah. Okay, would you care to elaborate on what you mentioned earlier, Silver?
On having gotten out.
Doing that.
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm yelling at Discord.
So is Strix asking
Strix
as
is
to how they got
asking.
out? Okay.
Yeah, just like how did you get captured?
How did you escape?
Tell us your story.
What is your story?
Distract
What
us
is
from
your
our
way to
stories.
tell?
If you even have a story to tell.
Distract
No,
us
I
from
have a good bit of like the thing. The only thing I don't actually know much on, because I don't think that was, maybe it was mentioned. I just don't remember. But out of character, Hawk, was it what was like? How did they get captured anyway? Because I remember it being mentioned a little bit, but not much on that particular part.
Well, there was the first tumble you had with bandits not long after getting loose. Then you got taught and raised by someone else. And
Yeah, I remember
then
that.
You ended up separate from them somehow and caught by these guys while you were traveling to try and find them again.
Because I remember the first part of that, just not.
Everyone start taking notes.
You were coming through this area, and very much like the rest of the party were ambushed. You happened to be alone at the time. So, yeah, that tends to happen.
Shit happens, man.
So you probably mention
Thank
that.
Don't throw them away.
And gonna be honest.
I need all 4 of them, babe. I can make it in one trip. Do not throw away my jugs. I will throw something at you.
I was gonna mention most of.
Those are mine. I need the
No,
4 for a
It's
reason.
very entertaining.
I have 4 jugs, empty plastic jugs that I fill with water to water my tomato plants.
So, Hog has 2 modes.
Not allowed
Just
to throw it away.
Hog has 2 modes, just like Alavara.
Jesus.
Peaceful and don't mess.
Don't mess with my shit.
Don't mess with my shit. Don't do it. 10 out of 10 spelling of crosses.
Grandma, you're stupid. Nothing.
That was close. It was a good try.
Good
The
attempt.
pronunciation right, at least.
So, so Zephyr probably mentioned that she was traveling through that area, got ambushed, and mentioned not quite much happened while I was actually in, the caves and everything.
You would personally also know that Crossus already at the time had Perso.
Yeah. But that's what she would mention, that particularly much actually happened inside the caves. Actually, did anybody mention Alavar's name before going on? Did anybody mention Alavar's name?
I don't think so.
No?
Okay.
Unless Tracer asked about her directly.
I think I wanted to, but I didn't mention it, and it's out of character.
What?
Oh, I just realized something. Okay, no.
Would
Nothing.
you realize?
Nothing.
Don't worry about it.
Nothing.
Don't worry about it.
Damn it,
Fine.
Davey.
Don't worry about it.
Fine.
Can we say that Tracer was asking where Alavara was?
Probably, yeah.
There's Alavara. She's in the tent right there. Okay, cool.
So if Alavar's name was mentioned, then Zephyr would put it afterwards. The only thing that's worth mentioning much is that the name Alavara did appear a couple times, and I heard you mention them.
Discord, I swear.
Guessing nobody responds to that.
Who would like to respond to the
sorry.
question of Alavara?
Stuff.
I would respond, but I'm being sad in a cart.
Yeah, I know. I'm wondering if anybody else does, though.
Tracer just says she's a companion of ours.
Just one of our companions.
The last thing you knew of Alavara, she was moved to another cell room. By the lady herself.
Yeah, but you just hear well, as for actually getting out, it's actually a lot less interesting than you think. It's mostly just, I guess they didn't have didn't really bind everyone that well, hands and out, because I kind of managed to slip out of it. Guard wasn't really watching because they had to leave, and just grabbed a bunch of stuff and left. Took a while to navigate out, but
Inside check.
Inside check.
For what?
21.
She is being as truthful as she can be. She's trying to explain it, but it doesn't seem like she's giving all the details of what occurred.
probably a good bit though. It's not.
She's not
that
wrong.
much really worth mentioning.
She's not attempting to hide anything.
She's not lying, so it doesn't ping up on Kimona's lie detector. It's
I
just
don't know why
not
it moved
the
me
entire
to that chat.
You wanna say something? I'm listening.
What? I'm just saying she's not technically lying, so it doesn't ping for you. That's all I'm saying.
Flipping little radar ears over here.
Help.
Not like that sound.
I don't.
So, does that mean that Kimona was used in the Battle of Britain?
Quote that.
Get roasted.
Quote that.
Get roasted by a history nerd.
I didn't roast anything. I just heard the radar thing, and I'm just like,
No,
well,
no,
it's
I don't care who you ask. That was a roast.
I was like, what the hell? I'm like, look, if Kimona is like the automatic, she's like the automatic lie detector of Japan, if anything.
I'm gonna turn you down again. You're so dang loud again.
I went to my laptop.
Yeah, reset your volume again without warning.
Yeah.
Well, last I
Yes.
checked, this
Yes,
wasn't
it has
the-
been quoted.
the Enigma.
It is now there
But-
for all of time.
Wait a minute, what did Feather say? He said something about this was not the dilemma.
Enigma or something like that.
The Enigma.
Enigma.
I also need to turn you down now as well.
I
But-
already turned him down.
After mentioning that,
Discord's being really annoying.
There's so many people here.
I know, there's so many.
but after mentioning that, Silver would say, the only thing that really kind of sucks is that still a bunch of people out behind, still in the caves, a bunch of other prisoners, and I couldn't get them out. I'd go back if I could, but it's not a good idea.
It'd be best if we don't lose any more lives today.
I
Which
heard that you were
which
fighting.
would
Sorry, go on.
this would tell Silver that indeed someone has died, which would explain why everyone's mood is so downtrodden, considering they survived a battle with process.
Which I was just
She would have also heard Tracer talk to Kimona saying, "Is it true that Orithros died?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that as well.
Basically,
Is it true?
the Hulk bursting through the wall. Someone died.
Okay, I believe you.
Nani?
Oh man, two internet quotes at the same time, and they fit so perfectly. Someone died? Okay, I believe you.
Alright.
Yeah, I believe you.
Perfect.
oh my god, the battle.
Discord, I yell at Discord so badly right now. Stop kicking me.
Alright,
Let's see,
so
but yeah,
I'm gonna twist camera view for a moment to Sevayn.
Yeah, finally. I get to do something.
yes, sir, go ahead.
Alavara just kind of comes crawling over the goods and supplies and ends up tumbling into what is essentially the wyvern's nest of things.
You mean
The
Ashta?
sick cross-legged, yes, Ashta.
I hope so.
Who did I say?
You said Alavara.
Oh, that.
I hope I'm not doing that.
So you are now.
I can't unsee that. This is all your fault.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Ashta ends up sitting cross-legged in front of Sevayn.
He is still singing his song, doesn't seem to really notice her at first.
Kind of listens to your song for a bit.
The song is in Draconic. It's a very nice, slow, beautiful song. And it's actually a farewell song.
Kind of reaches forward as children do and puts a hand on
Holy Tracer wasn't such
he
an
ju-
edgy boy. He is squee ball snuggling him.
Sevayn jumps for a second, but realizes it's Asha and continues singing.
Why are you singing?
I guess
Was that-
you could say I'm saying goodbye.
But why?
I lost him.
You might get him back. Might.
I'm not sure if that's even the right way to go about it.
I still have no idea what's happening.
Jeez. People keep interrupting. It's making it hard for me to focus.
I feel that.
Alright. So Sevayn says, "Stop." Spelled Sevayn wrong. He looks at Ashta and says, sometimes you just have to accept it. It's not the first time I've gone through loss. What I'm doing is trying to accept his death and say farewell, but I can't help but feel like it was my fault.
But you were getting rusty away.
Yeah, but Alavara turned around. I could have done the same. I could have tried to help, but I didn't. I just kept running.
But you were already real hurt. If you could stay,
I know. It was definitely the best option for me, but sometimes
you really did.
Sometimes the best option isn't the right one.
Kind of takes your hand and turns it over where you caught the arrow and it gone across your palm and forearm.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to bring them both back.
I know. But I can't help but feel guilty about this. He looks down again. He's got a lot of sadness in his eyes.
She's looking up, trying to meet your gaze. Just got that child's pout of, I have no idea how to describe the words inside my brain.
I wish I could have done something.
You did.
But I feel like I didn't do enough.
You did a lot.
Did
You
I?
helped Alavara get the horses out. You kept her safe.
Yeah, but
I was tiny most of the time.
I'm sorry, what?
She was a pseudo dragon for most of the fight, so she was tiny.
Yeah.
Was she hiding in fear?
No, she said
No.
she was tiny. She was actually doing the brave child things. Echo, however, on the other hand, was as far away from combat as he could have possibly been.
Poor little coward.
Echo. As they run. Echoing away.
Alright. So, Mari. Hoping someone will know how to handle.
Sorry, I gotta turn you up a little bit.
I'm being quiet, so I'm not echoing as badly.
Yeah. Alright.
By the way, that the friend conversation was directed at the sword.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna be a while before I can read that, guys.
Oh, I know. I'm just letting Choppy know.
I was just about to ask that in the actual chat, so okay.
I figured because I had forgotten to word it out that it would. Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say.
But if we can get him back,
Like I said before, sometimes the best option isn't necessarily the right one. What if bringing him back isn't the right option? Maybe the best, but not the right one.
but why wouldn't it be right?
We don't know what's going to happen in the future. And we don't know what would result of his resurrection.
But he helps everybody.
Would it?
He did.
See, but what if after his resurrection, he doesn't be Erythros anymore? What if he's someone else disguised as Erythros?
I don't like that.
Exactly. I don't trust this resurrection stuff. It's not the first time I've had to deal with death. It's hard, but if you can accept it and move on, it's for the better.
But if we don't try, and things go worse.
We never know what's gonna happen. Things might get better, things might get worse. All we can do is just... All we can do is just be prepared for what's to come and make our own decisions. I'm making my decision. I'm making my decision that I think it would be best if we just take his death and accept it, take it as a lesson, and honor him in our own ways. You don't have to bring him back. It sounds like a good idea, but it might not be, and we just don't know that yet.
This has this absolutely helpless expression. But she's again trying to figure out how to say what she feels, but doesn't really understand how to do that.
I wish...
don't want to say goodbye forever.
I don't either.
No one does.
No one ever does. But sometimes you just have to let go.
But I don't want.
He pulls out his necklace and shows it to her. See this necklace? This necklace was gifted to me by my mother just before she died.
Kind of looks down at the necklace, and as you say, she, after she died, just looks up at you. She is already tearing up, as children do.
Yeah, he's also got tears in his eyes. My father wanted to resurrect her, but decided it was better if he just moved on.
But what if he couldn't?
I don't know if he did or didn't. He might not have moved on, but he tried. He took her death and honored her.
What if he couldn't bring her back and tried to, but it just didn't work?
Then he took her death, honored her, and moved on. Or maybe he didn't move on. I don't know. But the same thing could happen to Erythros. We try to bring him back, and it doesn't work. So I think it's a better option if we just don't try that and just accept the death, move on.
But if we don't try it at all...
Sometimes it's for the better. I hate to admit it, but it is.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I really don't. But as much as my heart is telling me to find a way to bring him back, sometimes you have to think with your brain instead of your heart.
Eyebrows absolutely scrunch. There is confusion.
He doesn't seem sure of exactly what he's trying to say.
Neither of you seem to know how to say what you want to say.
Exactly. They're both just kind of not really able to confront their feelings all that well.
Could I just cut in here for a second and say you two were killing me?
Good. That's the idea.
Not fair, dang it.
This is how character death should be handled, in my opinion. Instead of just going straight to trying to revive them, make it sad, make it a lesson. If death is a real threat, might as well make it matter by having a lasting impact on your characters.
I mean, it's gonna have a lasting impact whether or not it's permanent or not.
And that's what I'm That's exactly what I'm going for. It's got a very lasting effect on Sevayn right now. It's very sad.
Why are you hiding from everybody?
I'm not hiding. I'm just...
So you're alone.
I'm trying to figure out my own feelings. I'm trying to think of what I could have done. And just take my time and honor him for who he was. Arithros, he was a very good man. He only wanted to help others, at least from my knowledge.
Just kind of see her consider for a moment. Looks as if she's going to say something and chooses not to say it.
So I'm saying goodbye. In the best way I know how.
But why alone?
He kind of looks at her and just looks down. He doesn't really have anything to say for that. He honestly doesn't know why himself.
Kimona made food with Cardi.
He remains quiet.
Strix came back.
That's good.
Alavara's been alone too.
Death leaves
To her a lot.
Death leaves a lasting impact on people. It's painful, and some people don't know how to deal with that pain. So they isolate themselves. At least for a while.
You come out for dinner?
I can't confirm or deny whether that's a possibility. We'll just have to...
I'm gonna throw the food at you.
He smiles a little bit. I'll try. I'll do my best.
should talk to Alavara. I can't talk to her. Not yet. Still learning.
You guys figured out the questions of life and death?
Sort of, but it's more like because it's just making her more confused, she's not going in that direction.
And Sevayn's not really sure how he stands on it. He just is acting like he does.
Being a grown-up.
He's trying to be...
pretending like you know what you're doing even when you don't.
Exactly.
And being able to convince other people you know what you're doing even though you don't.
Exactly.
That's a very dangerous precedent.
That is most of adulthood. Thank you.
Could I request a new sheet for Lyral?
That doesn't sound like a very productive.
I love how during all of this, we have two people who are just having a very emotional confrontation right now. Away
Yeah,
from
I haven't had a chance to sit and read it either.
I mean, just wait for Lyral to show back up, whenever that's gonna be.
Alright, where did I put your character? Did I put him? I put him in archive. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move him back into the regulars.
Well, I would suggest you delete the current one and make a new one, because the other one, something happened. Like I was getting decimal numbers.
Alright, hold on.
And we're just like, wait, what?
What did you adjust and where?
I didn't do nothing.
Oh lord, what did Feather do now?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Do nothing.
Okay.
That's why I just asked
The
for
sheet is completely blank to me though.
Yeah, I'm trying to clear what I can, but there's still weird values that are there that shouldn't be there.
Okay, so I take it that we going back to Tribro?
We are having two simultaneous, very emotional conversations.
Yeah.
One in voice chat between Sevayn and Ashta, and the other in text in typed RP between Chathi and
And
Zephyr.
I'm about to go read the typed RP as Ashta slides back out of the back of the cart.
Yeah.
To go marching back to Kimona and demand food.
Give me food so I can throw it in Sevayn's face.
In which
Give me
Kimona
food to throw it to Zane.
In which
being
yeah,
annoying, confusing.
Kimona will give her some food. Everybody, come get some food. That includes your store. The tree. I see where you are, store.
Dad, come get your line.
Oh, by the way, I figured out how I'd go about being a bard.
Now.
I spent time with Yorand.
Took too much time with Yorans, and this is what I...
It's the most simple way to go about it.
Yoran gives you a few pointers. You turn out to be very talented with it.
Hey, well, let me. It won't let me.
Hold on.
Now, if only you replaced the face with an Eevee.
And I have my work tomorrow. I'm happy. Too many days of work. Not enough people, and now we had our hours slashed because of COVID wave 2. Black.
That's one way to go fishing. That is a cat's method of fishing. Thank you.
They will be handy.
Funny. Alright, so I need to read what you two have been up to, so give me a...
Yeah, that's
catch
what
up on
I'm...
that. If anybody wants to take a bit of a wee break here?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Class.
Everyone can leave and deal with their emotions real quick. Start making everyone cry.
Deal with their emotions?
Just like 5-10 minute break.
We don't have to pause the stream.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm also reading through the text RP. So, yeah.
Alright, that's what I'm going for. This character actually rolled better than his name.
Is this what you're referring to? Entertainment sharing. Replacing the face with an Eevee.
Well, I meant keep the bunny, but replace its face. Because I just find that to be more adorable.
What, that fluffy Eevee not enough fluff for you?
Huh?
Look in the entertainment sharing. I just added another picture.
Yeah, I saw it.
Is that not enough fluffy Eevee for you?
Oh, that is. I just think it would be more adorable with the body of a rabbit.
Ah, crap.
Wow. I have all of my Slim Jims.
I'm gonna have to mute you guys so that I can read this. I'm trying to read the same line for the first time. I'll be right back.
Sorry.
Hungry. I should go get the food.
I'm gonna have to share this.
But I'm not sure what to eat, so I won't.
Entertainment sharing. We had one of those things got donated at work today. Kitty.
Oh no.
The cat's trying to take down its own kid.
Going to war.
It's not even phased.
Are you hollering for me?
Bought a car, won $100 grand, and now it's.
What's up? You said something?
No, that was not cute. It was in the background of Coop area.
I thought I heard Coop say hello, though.
No, it was something about car. And I wasn't prepared.
Prepared for Coop.
No. So is Coop now the Spanish Inquisition? Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody inquisits the Spanish.
Yeah.
Why can I not hear anybody?
Because nobody's talking.
We can hear you.
Hello?
Yep, we can hear you.
Oh, he must. Wait, someone.
You broke the Coop.
Here we go.
Are you working now? Yeah, it's done that to me about 20 times already.
Yeah, that was weird.
Or
It's
on
not
break?
the first time it's happened.
Currently, yes. We're waiting for Hawk to read.
Yeah.
We're doing okay.
We're waiting for Hawk to read and respond, which she is currently responding.
Because I start cooking, and when I'm starting to cook, I'm gonna let my phone charge, but I'm gonna leave this on mute. But my headphones is gonna be out so people can see. So, eat. Eat to the max.
Oh, I can't find my phone. That's not good. I need that thing.
Very nice.
Oh, I think everybody left to go eat finally.
I already ate.
No, I mean my family was going out to a restaurant in town because my mother's sister, who's my nanny, decided to come visit for the weekend. And since the restaurant they want to go to is finally opening for dine-in, they wanted to go. Yeah, they left. That is actually great because I can walk outside and not have to worry about being drowned out.
Hooray.
Castigo.
Everyone likes being not drowned out.
I actually have to go in the truck that's in the carport, close the door so I can talk and hear y'all.
Interesting.
Great.
There are ways to fix this problem.
Yeah, not smoke.
That's one way, I guess.
That's definitely.
It is most certainly a way.
I mean, I've been smoking for over 4 years now, so I mean, it's kind of difficult to put down.
Yeah.
Even though I know I want to and have to.
Well, that's not an excuse.
No, the excuse is my willpower that I lack. Every time I try to put them down, I always end up coming back to them. So, yeah, my willpower.
That's what it does to you.
And sadly, my only reasoning for it is stress release.
And that's the reason to do it.
It's not a great reason, but it's the only reason I have to continue smoking.
Eat.
Okay, now we get to do these characters background sheet.
So, Reem.
Yeah.
We might just go through with your idea, depending on the answer.
My idea? It's not my idea. It was Hawk's idea.
What idea?
I'm just saying you're the one that brought it up to us is all, whenever Hawk had finally got in.
Excuse me, mind telling me what the idea is?
I
We
don't know
sadly-
either. Don't feel bad.
We sadly cannot.
I mean, we can.
Oh, we can?
Yeah. There's no reason not to.
I didn't know. Okay. Well, then go for it.
I asked for warlocks, not Walmart.
I'll let you do the explaining, Reem, since you're better with details than I am.
Alright. So the idea was that since the sword has taken Erythros' soul...
Has it, though?
Yes, it has. It's been confirmed.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Just listen.
So the way to get it to trade is by releasing and killing Gilgudanya in exchange for the release of Erythros' soul. Which
No.
means he can then be resurrected, correct?
I don't think that's a good idea.
I mean, you made your views pretty clear how...
Yeah.
How
I mean,
Sevayn's
Hawk is
views.
making her opinion really clear too.
Yeah.
But it's not even just Sevayn's views at that point.
Yeah, it's your own as well.
Yeah.
I mean that's fair, I guess. But
I don't think as a player that's a very good idea. That's just another way for all of us to die.
I mean, that's playing D&D.
Yeah.
There's
D&D.
plenty of ways to die.
I'm more worried about, like, in that case, I'm really worried about. I just introduced that character, and I don't know if any of you have an idea as to how low their health really is.
2 points.
They have 16 health at level 7.
Wow.
Wait, who?
How?
You'll be one shot by anything.
pretty much.
I mean, I have a character
describing this, yeah, Neryl's not much different. He's also insane.
that he's 27 because I'm redoing everything, but I kept his original roles.
Okay. Right.
Still,
I have
27
answered
is
you
not
in
that great for.
texted RP, Zephyr and Chathi.
So everyone's level 7 and not 6.
Yep. So not only are we talking about this out of character idea Hawk threw at us, Hawk is now talking about it as the sword.
It's a vague idea. You guys are in character discussing it.
No, we're not in character discussing.
Zephyr and Chathi are discussing it, or something along those lines.
Which makes me go, ah!
Squeeby bunnies.
Okay, what are the bonuses for Warlock?
The cat's just like, square up, bro.
Come
at
at
one
me,
point,
bro.
he's just like up on back on both legs, and he's just his front legs up. It's just square up, bro. Great.
Square up. I'll fight you, bro.
Always.
Alright, so we have returned in proper.
Mm-hmm.
What does Sevayn do other than stay alone and cry?
Wait, did Ashta come in and bring him food?
Eventually.
Eventually.
If he doesn't come. It's still not super late yet.
Okay.
So things are going on in multiple places.
He will accept the food, and if she's willing, he's willing to eat it with her.
Mm-hmm. Echo, however, doesn't really seem to know what to do with himself either, and has slowly retreated to Kimona's shoulder while she cooks, reminding her to stir the pot before it burns.
Ha.
Does anybody go check on your Artificer?
Nah, it's okay. You don't need to do that.
You totally do.
Nah, it's fine.
Nonsense.
Artificer
We need to
needs
check
be
what?
checked on.
Xerxes came in earlier.
Briefly, relate what? All of 3 seconds?
Yeah. That's good enough. Surely.
No.
Alright, I suppose Tracer would take a brief moment to eat some food after returning from the Ether, and then goes to check up on Alavara.
Okay. She's in a tent currently.
Right behind where you're currently seated.
Yeah. This is how long is this past when we got back to camp?
It's probably around 4-ish p.m. and the battle took place very, very close to noon.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
So I'm basing my thing for that text.
And eventually, Tracer does peek at Alavara.
Yeah. Okay. She's probably sitting on the floor because there's no chairs in here. Large spread of stuff all over the place. Books, papers, bags, probably even like a small crate or something. I don't know. And Spartacus, of course, is there, curled up next to her. She's flipping through different books and such. When Tracer comes in, she's just kind of turned to him. What do you want?
I've returned.
Welcome back.
I heard what happened.
There's no response. keeps reading or whatever.
He steps in fully to sit down cross-legged. On the other side of her piles of books, just sitting in front between them.
They probably have to move some of it.
Just kind of like scoots it over gently to not knock over the piles. Something you are very skilled at doing.
And just sit down cross-legged to stare at her.
What do you
He's
want?
not being intense about it. He's just watching her.
What do you want?
We plan on resurrecting him.
If it's possible, after what Zephyr did.
That's right, nobody told him what Zephyr did.
Tracer narrows his eyes. What happened?
As far as I can tell, he fed it to his sword.
Should I roll knowledge arcana to understand what that means?
You wouldn't know what that means because you weren't around for those conversations, were you?
Yeah. Well, I know we were in the possession of a cursed sword, but
You also have no idea that they eat souls. You were not here for any of that discussion.
oh no.
I am very amused by the Abyss's comment. It sounded like a brother saying, "Shut her up, she's being annoying."
Just like light is noisy. That's all it says. Chathi, you've been schoolgirl.
I have, but
It wasn't intentional. It was more like he's running off and just like
wants to pull you along like children do with their friends. They grab one another by the wrist and go, "Whee!" You are being dragged back to camp with an somewhat excited Zephyr.
not excited, more hopeful.
Something hopeful. Alright, so Tracer,
could
you
lead
were
to
saying with
excitement.
Alavara?
Yeah, Tracer kind of straightens up a little bit at Alavara's comment and just goes, "What?" Like completely lost as to the meaning of the phrase.
You missed all of that, didn't you? Zephyr's sword ate souls, and he fed Erythrosis to it.
Technically, Chathi's tested.
everybody's like, "Oh no, it's celestial. It's fine."
I know.
Actually, no. Alavara does not agree with either of those.
But
it's okay.
Chathi hasn't admitted out loud that the celestial eats souls too. She knows it, but she never said it out loud.
Yeah, only Zephyr has.
Well, I mean, even so, Alavara considers them both cursed, and that they should both get rid of them.
Why did you turn off my tea?
All of them.
You
Wrong
bugger.
button.
Oh.
My husband turned my tea off again. It's okay.
So yeah, there's your explanation. South.
Okay, sorry, I'm sorry, so many names. Who's in possession? Who was in the possession of the sword when it happened?
Zephyr.
So Tracer, his eye goes like narrow, and he gets very, very serious. Where is he?
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh dear. This
This
is gonna
won't
be
go
good.
well for you. I'm just letting you know.
What did I do?
She's kind of.
I know what you're gonna intend to do, but it's not gonna go well.
She's just gonna shake her head. I don't blame him. He's trying to help. She doesn't understand what he holds.
I don't even know where that came from, but I'm assuming it's me. So when is it not me?
When it's not you.
Exactly.
I saw Speak with Small Beast as something else. God, I'm. Oh God.
I clicked the wrong thing. That comes with the class.
Oh, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I read it as something else.
What did you?
Hold on,
Don't
I'm
even
gonna message
ask.
you with it.
Don't even ask.
Do it.
No.
We're on stream.
We're on
I'm
stream.
messaging.
No.
It's okay.
Y'all are bad. No.
That's what I accidentally read it as.
It's not as bad as you'd think. I'll give it that, but it's still pretty bad.
So Alavara shakes her head.
Yeah, and responded.
And there's Tristan just kind of clenches his fist and takes a breath to calm himself down. Is there a way to reverse this?
I don't know. Not yet.
Is that why you're here? Just read into the books.
Somewhat.
Hawk, would we have made it back to the campsite by now?
Probably.
Right. So yeah, you guys would hear Zephyr call out, and as loud as he can without hurting himself. Guys, meeting.
Dinner
Tracer
served,
clutches
by
up
the way.
again,
When
going
the arrives,
10.
Chathi is gonna go. I have hand back now, please.
Oh, whoops. And he just lets go. You didn't even realize he'd done it.
That's it, dude.
Go.
I should.
It is a page on Roll20. Why won't it load?
Because life is annoying.
No, because internet connection says heck you.
Exactly. Life is annoying.
Eliminate all threats.
Alright. Zephyr calls to the group. Guys, meeting! Kind of loudly. You'd also, Zephyr, see an entirely new person at the campfire.
Yeah,
He's not.
mentioned her.
He doesn't give a rat's ass.
Aww. Right.
He's intent on what he has in mind. He's not paying attention to anything else.
Does Sevayn answer guys meeting?
Not unless Ashta manages to convince him.
It might be important. Come on.
Alright. It doesn't take that much convincing.
Kind of gently tugs on your robes and just pulling you in that direction.
Yeah, he's coming. It doesn't take a lot of convincing.
She's a little elf girl and jogs back up to Kimona.
Yeah.
Completely unbothered in the snow.
Just before exiting the cart, Sevayn wipes away his tears. He doesn't want to look too much like crap.
Roll deception.
Meanwhile, you have Zephyr with red streaks all across his face, not giving a shit.
Deception. Nat 20.
Very good.
Flawless.
But with this
Nobody
deception,
can tell you were crying.
Zephyr called for a meeting as soon as he got back to the camp with Chathi, and Sevayn was rolling to deceive us and make it look like he wasn't crying.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Exactly. He pulled an Uno reverse card.
Tracer's coming out of the tent to join us well, and as soon as he sees Zephyr, he gives him a death glare before coming to join the group.
Alright, place yourselves on the map, please.
I am cooking, so can someone place me, please?
You're already cooking in character
Yeah,
too, so.
You're already by the fire where everybody else is.
Oh, I thought by now I would have stopped cooking, so that way nothing's burned.
Well, it's slow
I
cooking.
love it, Ryan.
Are you just gonna
So
lean
as
up
soon
against
as
the cart there?
Trix is like,
Right. So.
We were talking outside, away from everybody else, and we've come to a solution. And he's gonna look at Chathi. You want to explain what your sword told you?
Oh, the Celestial seems to think we can get Erythros' soul back if we trade a much stronger opponent for it. I vote the better because we know where he is. We know he's strong, even though he's a coward. But the ideal is find someone stronger than Erythros, slay him, and the Abyss should hopefully give back Erythros' sword for the resurrection.
So what she tend to left out was it didn't just say stronger. It said Lord as well.
Bigfoot. But this
And I don't think it means something stronger than it, like a human that's stronger. I think it means it wants a larger amount of food, a bigger soul.
I don't know what would make a sword bigger, so that's why I say pattern.
your character's not there.
How do you tell the ranks of souls?
Says Storm from up in the tree. How do you tell how big a soul is? From up in the tree.
I don't know. I just know
I'm
he's
surprised by that.
So it makes sense.
How do you propose we get this trading soul?
Does anyone know where any wyverns are?
How hard it is to fight these wolves. We're on a time schedule as well.
And not just
Can't
say
get back to Triroad within 10 days. It's too late anyway.
But I mean, we know where the wolves are. But if we find a stronger opponent, but not wolves, that's also good. I just
He
know
also-
strong.
He also brought up, does anyone know where any wyverns are?
No, we are not touching the wyvern.
The wyvern is currently flying with a bug.
He didn't mean that wyvern, he just meant wyverns in general.
Hey Hawk, can I make a disadvantage intelligence check to see if that idea comes to mind?
Sure.
Okay.
He's also said several clues.
Yeah, I know.
I want to roll insight about the idea that they're proposing to see if it's actually a good idea to even admit this. Mainly due to the fact
It's
that...
more of a character decision.
Yeah.
Does Kimona think this is a good idea or not? If you wish to roll for that, in Kimona's case, it would be a wisdom check. Now, if feathered, if you want to have Leroll drop in, you may. Problem is, who's he dropping in on?
That's a 7, and I think
It's a great idea.
No, I think it.
You think the idea is you think the idea is not super horrible? I mean,
not.
you want to get the soul back out of the sword, and that seems like a reasonable way to do it. However, Beta, maybe not. You'd have to catch him to find out.
Actually, one thing that Kimona actually wants to bring up is, you say that we have to find another soul to replace Erythros.
Yes.
Why the hell did y'all even have his soul in the sword in the first place?
I don't
He's-
know. Zephyr is idea. I was
he's
not
just
there.
gonna-
I was by you. Zephyr
That-
came up with the sword idea.
That's what I'm saying. She looks at Zephyr and she says, "Why did you even plunge your sword into Artificer's body?"
He's just gonna look down at it, take a little while to compose himself. It wasn't the best idea, but it was the only idea I had to preserve it, in case.
What do you mean preserve the soul? Do you not think that the soul of a body goes to some other place rather than a sword or to demons?
I believe the
Those
soul
are-
leaves after it's dead. After the
Yes,
body
but-
dies, the soul leaves.
Yes, but if a resurrection spell, why do you think there are spells that actually bring people back to life, that allows them to do so?
I don't think we got that far.
You also have to realize he doesn't know much about spells. He knows there's a way to resurrect, he just doesn't know how.
Alright.
He doesn't know how it
do
works.
that.
He's like, you know, the soul leaves as soon as it's gone. We have so much time. And yeah.
She's like, look.
Kimona, you can't blame him for being ignorant, honestly. Not everybody knows of the gods as well. Some.
She says, look. She says,
7.
let me think. She's like, look. Let me think. If we do this, we go after a soul to replace Arithros' soul or his body. How do we even guarantee that he's gonna come back having his soul and his sword?
I trust the sword right now.
I don't, but it's our best shot.
Wouldn't our best shot be
Ironic one.
find the priest of Fregoth?
If we do that and the soul is in the sword, then it's going to fail and you'll have wasted your money and our time, and it will be too late to find a replacement.
This is why we attempt something now.
She just shakes her head and she's just like, sword. If I fucking could, I'd break it.
I do not recommend that.
This is
Did
why
she
you don't mess
whisper
with
that,
cursed
or did she
items.
actually say that?
She's muttering it very quietly.
Okay.
This is why you don't mess with cursed items.
She then says,
This
if
is
we
what
were
the-
to leave now, and we got to Trilo, you say it's 2, correct?
We have 10 days.
Come out.
It's
Yeah.
3 days back, 3 days here. If it doesn't, we'll be out of time by the time we get back again.
She says, so essentially we have 4 days to find them.
We have 10 days
Oh.
before it's too late.
By the way, does Zephyr have the sword out?
He has it sheathed on
Probably
his
not.
side.
He sheathed it.
Okay.
You would recognize that as well.
She shakes her head and she says, fine. She says, we can try it. She just shakes her head and she's just like, but if that sword fails, I'm chucking it in the nearest.
That's
I also think yes, that's a bad idea.
So that time she said it loud enough.
I think
The
this whole.
sword actually answers as well. It is a bad idea.
I honestly have to disagree with everything
sword
about this. I don't think we should resurrect Arithros.
Why not?
It just. Something's telling me that it's not necessarily the best option.
What do you think is the best option?
Just honor his death and move on.
Really? That's what I do, but some don't.
It's not the first time I've had to experience death.
We can do something about it this time.
But should we do
Zephyr
something
would
about
pipe.
it is the question.
Of course we should.
Zephyr would pipe in, just yelling at you. I already had one death I couldn't face.
I already had
going
one
to
death
let
I
this
couldn't
die in
face.
vain.
I already had one death I couldn't face either. But I didn't resurrect them, and I
No,
still
he said
don't
couldn't
think we should.
fix, not couldn't face.
Same difference. Same.
No, it's not.
Sevayn is in the same situation as Zephyr is, and he still thinks that they shouldn't resurrect them.
Answer me this question.
What?
If, say, in the battle in the past, somebody goes down, and somebody is injured or even killed, and You can help them. Why would you not?
There's a difference between helping someone who's alive and helping someone who's dead.
No, there's not. Either way, we can help him. We can bring him back.
But do you even know if he wants to come back?
If he doesn't want to come back, that's his own choice. We are not forcing him to do anything. But at least this way he has a chance. If he wants to return, he will.
We don't know what the after effects are. We don't
It's
know
very
what'll.
well documented.
We don't know what'll happen once he's back.
Uh,
Not just to
Alavara.
him, but to us.
Alavara,
Aye.
do souls make choices to come back or not? I didn't realize this is a thing.
Depends on your faith.
Oh,
It really depends on the person's faith as well, and whether or not the gods are willing to give up the soul, and whether or not the soul is willing to come back.
Kimona then says, let's just figure out what soul it is.
And then Zephyr
Sevayn,
would pipe in. Oh, sorry, go on.
that's what I got. Big
we don't
foot.
know what's going to happen if we don't either. That's really no reason not to try. We can help him. There's still time.
I still don't think we should. I don't think this is the best plan.
Then don't. Leave this to us. If you don't want anything to do with it and this, then you could leave us right now.
I very much could, but I
for
made.
But if there's a chance to get him back, I'm going to take it.
Well, regardless of whether you agree to
I
resurrect
think
him
we
or
should
not,
not separate. This is a bad idea.
I
No
think we can all agree.
Question: Would I know? Would I
Let him
know?
finish, Coop. Let him
Sorry.
finish his statement.
My bad.
Whether or not you agree to resurrect him later, I think we can all agree that it is no place for his soul to rest inside of the sword, especially where that thing could eat it.
I can agree with that, but I still don't think we should resurrect him.
Can we try to take the soul out of the sword first, and then we talk about resurrection? It would cost less time this way, yes?
I believe so.
I had to
the thing
refresh
is-
that, but I'm working on it.
The thing is, what might actually be the best case, because if we take the soul out of the sword now, the soul could leave, or we could lose
Not
it.
really. That's
Or it could become something that's even more dangerous for it to be a soul.
That's
Hey,
what I'm
Mom,
worried about.
I'm going to figure out how souls work prior to being resurrected.
Religion Arcana. Because, with advantage, because we're in a temple, and this is actually something that happens not unfrequently to the rich.
I'm gonna roll religion as well, but I'm just gonna roll straight to see if I know, because of background reasons.
Because of where you're from, Kimona, you would also have advantage.
So
I would.
Can I roll Arcana for it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just letting y'all know now, the last message I sent in VC chatter was in character. So does anybody have anything to say to that?
I think we
that's
should
a-
probably roll for that too.
That's a 19.
No, I'm not gonna roll
Okay.
for it. I'm actually not
The
going to roll for
three
it.
of you would know that souls typically, it's highly dependent on the individual's faith. If the soul is not scooped up by their god immediately upon their death, and the soul remains with the body, it has the 10 days for resurrection to occur in the ordinary manner. If that 10-day period is passed, it requires an exceptionally strong person of faith, whatever faith, to be able to bring the soul back within 100 years. There is another spell which might summon the soul as long as it has not been reincarnated, and the soul is available, if the person has been dead for 200 years and didn't die of old age. These are old spells, and they are really, really rare. Those who can cast such magics, much like Rithros himself, are people of dedicated faith. Souls themselves can simply fade and pass into the next life immediately. This is what occurs most of the time with elves, although it is questioned quite a lot because there's not really anyone on the material plane who has that much experience with souls.
Okay.
Kimona, however, because she comes from Celestia, which is where the gods reside and where Mount Olympus is, funnily enough, would know that the souls are kept for a time before they're judged. It is possible to bring them back with magic in such a way, and generally once that 10-day period is passed, as long as the body is protected and treated properly, the soul is unreachable, unless, it wants to be reached.
Okay, I have a
Souls
follow-up question.
Souls can and do make the choice of whether or not they want to return. There are 2 reasons a resurrection spell will fail. Firstly, the soul is unavailable, meaning it is passed on or has been sealed away somehow. The second is that the soul doesn't want to come back. And it's the hardest one to accept, usually. The souls can
I just
and do-
had an idea. It's a stupid long shot idea, but I have an idea. Would any of them relay that?
Well, I have a question about Chathi's faith. What would Chathi's faith say?
Because yours is the god of war, most of the parishioners, the believers of the faith, want and are soldiers. They want to die in glorious battle for their god. If they don't die in glorious battle, they would like to return. They often, it's believed, join Mars's army in death to fight gloriously alongside their god. It's what they want to do. But if they don't die a glorious battle, or fail to do so, or are murdered beforehand, a lot of the time the soul does choose to come back. Or if Mars sends them to tell them that, most often when they come back, they simply say, "My work isn't done yet.
Okay.
My lord has more battles for me."
Sorry about that. I think by that logic, Chathi would think, "Oh yeah, you're a thirsty soul. It'll come back. It'll be around for a while." In that logic, that would relay. She'll probably relay what her faith says.
Does anyone
But
relay
Alavara would
anything
know
else?
this by theoretic studies.
I'd probably start trying to explain this because it seems like there was confusion.
Yeah. It's like, okay, this is what my books say. Clunk takes out a book.
So you would have explained, like, souls can choose whether or not they want to come back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a thing souls can do, as long as they are available to make the choice.
Hawk, just roll with me here. Here's my long shot idea. What he's gonna ask the sword out loud. Can you actually talk to the souls you eat? I know you said I can't talk to it, but can you?
Said no.
A very, very quiet no.
Can anybody else hear it?
No, just.
I would talk to Zephyr.
When the swords speak, they only speak to their wield.
Alright.
No one would be able to hear anything the Celestial says either. It'd just be word of mouth from Chathi.
Yeah.
And he's gonna sadly relay the sword can't reach out to him. It can't ask him to hold out. We just gotta trust that it's gonna work then.
But
This leaves with the problem of what kind of soul do we need to find.
I could ask the Celestial to elaborate. I don't know, maybe they can be more clear. Sometimes they're more clear, sometimes they just get more confusing.
I mean,
I don't
I
think
honestly,
on things like we do.
I honestly think something larger like a wyvern, whatever, would work.
That's just animal size. I don't think that's how it works.
Well,
That's
I mean,
just
it would
physical
be a
size, he
larger.
says.
It's a larger creature, so
I don't think physical size equals to large soul. Like I told Reinhardt, he told, do we have giant souls? I don't think so.
Is my soul any bigger than Strix's?
What a
I don't
question.
think
Would,
my soul's bigger than Strix's. That'd be rude. I think we have same size soul.
question, would it be possible for me to roll something to see if I know what they mean by a soul that's larger than Erythros's?
I've done a really poor job of explaining how the sword explained it, though. Because the sword didn't do a good job of explaining itself either.
I mean, like, I don't understand what's happening. I'm gonna try and relay this.
I'm annoyed because out of character, I have an idea, but I'm not in character.
What's your
Alright,
idea?
so your character images, my assets for whatever reason, are not loading properly. So I am annoyed.
Good job, roll 20.
Yeah.
You never fail to disappoint.
Lyril would know some of that, yes. Just some, not much. There wasn't that much time for the two of you to really get close to one another. You met the group after they got him out of his mess.
Yeah, but he knew Risk before the group met him.
Before this group met him, yeah.
Yes.
And then you spent 4 years in a bottle.
Which, as far as Lyril knows, was about 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's what it felt like to him. It was like, yes, good point.
So your little character is going to pop up next to Sevayn.
Ah, why
Which
me?
one is Sevayn?
The
Yellow Dragonborn.
Dragonborn.
So you may roll with advantage for your dexterity save as boom.
So
That bird.
I'm about to shoot this fucking bird. He's very unpredictable.
1. Okay. 15. Actually, add 2 to both those.
Sevayn, can you
Add
roll me
my-
a d10? I
my-
want to see exactly where he lands.
My race modifier.
No, wrong one. Yeah.
So,
D10.
15 and 17.
3.
Okay, so it's 2, 3. You land in this square. I don't have an icon for you because my assets aren't loading.
Alright. Could just stick a circle. Boom, it's good. I just like, just gonna look around just again.
Are you okay, Beb? There we go.
You see a little winged cat creature.
What is with all these random people popping in? I'm
It's
so
called
done with
Aether. It's annoying as heck.
She's
Says
done
the
with
teeny tiny cat person. Strix, there's finally someone here who's shorter than you.
this is
Happiness for kids.
Who are you?
Taller than me.
Lyril.
Weird.
Who the heck are most of you? I've met most of you once or twice. I don't remember any of your names.
I know. I Chathi.
Which one is that on the map?
You'll need
She
to ping.
brown-haired lady with sword.
Ah. Okay.
Kimona then says, I'm Kimona, this is Ashka.
You will remember.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember him, that's Strix. And she points to the kobold.
Vague.
Why
What's
are you
Strix
doing
there?
wings?
Why are you a
Good.
cat with wings?
But yeah, it's what does this sword mean by? Oh, what is? Okay, the way they're trying to explain it, what does it mean by a larger soul?
Chathi doesn't know. She's just saying bigger food.
Okay,
That's
and
literally what the Celestials said.
Is any of this in character?
Bigger food gets
Yes.
smaller food.
Not the Chathi part, but Kimona part.
My
But
I mean,
if
couldn't tell which was which.
Is she asking Chathi again this? Is that what's
Celestial
happening?
answers Chathi with souls that can do more, souls that shift other souls more.
You need to repeat that part.
I wrote it down. It's in VC chatter.
Okay, good. Ah, it was Zephyr. It was right. Celestial says the powerful, stronger, and mightiest. So
Powerful, stronger, mightier is actually what the Abyss says to Zephyr. The Celestial specifically said the second part.
souls that can do more, souls that can other souls more. See?
Rix is going to chant up the word.
What the heck are you people talking about?
Well, okay. First of all, I'm hearing multiple different things. First of all, what did Strix say? Because Strix is might kind of like popped in and out.
It's being weird today, sorry. He's
That's
just
fine.
gonna tense up with Zephyr saying dragon. It's like, don't take a dragon's soul.
And come on and pat her on the head. She's like, it's okay.
Alavara, you can roll that roll straight. See if you can pick up that idea now.
Okay.
Okay, and then she's gonna look at Vietu, and is it Vietu or Liral?
Liral.
Liral.
Okay,
The
Liral.
brown one.
Okay, she's gonna look at Liral, and she's gonna be like, look, we were a bunch of adventurers, and our friends got killed. He over there put that soul, his soul, into a sword, and basically
Kimona, you would very much remember. Kimona, you would very, very much remember this little cat is the one that Rithro popped out of the bottle to put Gil in the bottle. That's who this is.
She's like, oh. She's like, oh yeah. Whatever you do, do not find a silver flask again, or iron flask, whatever it was.
It's an iron flask.
I didn't find it.
Flask?
The flask
Yeah,
was
sure,
in the
how I ended up
dragon's
in it.
hoard.
What is this
And
about a
it
flask?
was one
I
of the
kinda just ended up in
companions
it.
Yeah, well, see, funny thing is, you can't go back in it now unless you want to release something very big and very angry.
Very big?
I never said
What?
I wanted to go back in it.
You would get your idea.
I would?
That is,
Oh,
that's enough to pick up that idea.
okay. Oh,
She's like, no, she's not. She says, no, Zephyr, we're not releasing it.
I think I
Releasing
might
what?
have a solution for you.
Oh, what? Please tell.
Your larger soul? She pats the iron flask. We've got one right here.
Well, why are we talking
What
about
are
souls
we
right now?
talking about?
Dragon?
The dragon.
I don't want to
Yes,
risk
yes.
We're releasing evil on the world. This is a very bad idea. Immediately against.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but letting that thing out is a big no.
I'm
She's
in
like-
the same mind.
I also have to disagree with that plan.
Kimona then
We're gonna
said,
have to fight that thing.
well, see, here's the thing. Kimona then says, to those who don't know, which I think Chathi, you and Zephyr, Storm, Yorin, y'all were not.
Yorin wasn't at this campfire.
We have dragon in bottle. This is what this is, right?
It's Gilgradania. That's his name.
So this is the dragon in the bottle.
The white dragon you guys got, yeah?
This is a
Yeah.
really bad idea.
Yeah, I was there.
Better idea than going back into the wolf cave.
We don't
By the
have
way,
to
that
do
was the right
either of
call
those
as well.
things.
What the hell she's got herself into? Yeah, thank you so
That is a very good question, yes.
Alavara, Zephyr is trying to get the idea from you.
So Kimona then says, Silver, there's much to be explained. There's very much. She says, and she looks at the others, she's like, we're not releasing that dragon, because here's the thing. That dragon, technically, quote unquote, Arithros told me that he's gonna be friendly for about an hour. 1 hour. She says, if we let that out, basically we are hitting a creature that strong enough to possibly hurt us. And we went through hell already.
More than strong.
Hold on a second, hold on a second.
Yes, you idiots.
If it's friendly for an hour, would it allow us to kill
No,
it?
It wouldn't, but
No.
it might let us restrain
It
it.
will
to
defend
make it
itself.
easier to fight.
It will defend itself. If it feels itself is in danger, it will defend itself from you.
Okay.
I'd rather, if anything, I'd rather, if anything, and I'm pretty sure most of us would agree, kill something that is mighty but at the same time is not sentient.
I don't think that that'll be a fair trade, though.
Why is this
Whatever it
so
is,
important?
My
we're
system
trading.
was better. Sentient person too. So I can really help you there, Kimona.
Alright, nobody's actually explained what the frick is going on to the Catman. He's just
Yeah.
like, what's going on here?
They're trying their best, but they're very worked up.
Based on Chathi's description of what the swords need, sentient souls are much more likely to be able to satisfy those needs. So whatever it is, it's going to have to be sentient. This dragon will not be just released on the world till it after forever. It's back inside the bottle. We use it before it throws a soul in the sword. Hopefully freeing it.
She then says,
And it would empty the bottle so we don't have to travel all the way south to release him.
So wait, this one time I get to kill a dragon and you are fine.
"Can we do it? Can we do it in the morning or something after we have slept? Because we are not
Not really something now.
Why did you release now? This is stupid.
Exactly. Y'all are thinking about releasing it now.
No, they're not.
Sorry.
They literally
Alright.
just said no, not now.
Zephyr wants to do it now, but everybody else is just like, no, not now.
Like,
We
wait,
have
no,
time. We have time.
Mortrix is not very comfortable with the idea of killing a dragon.
You get more.
What was that? Somebody
Strix
was
isn't
speaking.
very comfortable with the idea of killing a dragon. In
Would
the
you
first
feel
place.
would you feel better with the knowledge that this dragon is actively an enemy of Rheembow?
It is.
He knew that at the time, actually, and he was still like,
it's still a freaking dragon.
Yeah. Dragons
so-
are scary to kobolds. It's like they look at them with absolute awe, no matter what color they are.
Essentially, a dragon is a god to a kobold.
Yeah.
Kobolds would not be popular in Raincow.
Alright, so Lero, roll intimidation. Everybody rolls a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Wisdom.
Little
Oh,
cat's
dear.
trying to pee. You can beat the little guys. Aww. Aww.
Wisdom check.
Anybody who
But-
rolls
nope.
less than a 17 is silenced by a scorching ray going straight in the air.
Alavara and Strix are just
Two.
quiet.
Hold on. Give me a minute. Okay. Wisdom check.
Okay.
Not 20.
Yeah, a couple of you guys nat 20 that, so y'all are fine.
I'm
Just
just
some
over,
of
I'm
you
just like-
are startled by a fire just going poof through the air.
Like,
Why
Gotta-
you
So, Kimona's going to be like,
What
so
the
it's-
hell is going on?
We have a sword and a sword. We need to get the sword out of sword. We need to find legal food for sword to exchange sword for. You know, normal stuff.
The furthest from normal stuff.
I'm gonna roll to see if that to see if I understand what she's saying.
Insight.
Understand what I'm saying? Like
DC 13. You've
15.
got a general idea of what she's saying.
Are you
You've also overheard most of the conversation and are understanding whose soul it is at this
Is it Rift?
Correct.
Why is it in there?
Tracer just points at the guilty party.
He doesn't understand how the resurrection works.
That does not explain why it's in there.
He wanted to make sure the soul didn't disappear before we could bring him back.
So he stabbed him with the sword.
Yes.
Why was he stabbed with the sword?
I don't know. I was with Kimona. All I saw was him doing something over there.
Didn't somebody say that it was because it absorbs the soul?
Why was he hit with the sword in the first place? That's what I'm asking.
Cause he's the party idiot. That's why.
The point was to store Erethros' sword, because he thought that if too long of a time passed, we would not be able to resurrect him.
Yeah, Lyril's gonna be quiet for a minute. Yeah, that's what I'm to add.
I'm sorry, what did they say?
Why did the soul need to be stored in the first place? But resurrection was just brought up, so that kind of fixed that.
But why would you need to store the soul to resurrect? Because you have a 10-day limit.
He doesn't
Which
know
sword?
how the resurrection works.
Which sword, says the little fly cat?
Wait, what?
Yep.
Little cat asks, which sword?
To which Zephyr would put his hand on the hilt. Mine. By the way, this is Zephyr.
Oh shoot! I just realized I have 5 minutes.
Oh
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm so
Well,
sorry.
Yelling
if
at
you,
his spies.
well, I mean, if you want to, Chathi, like last week, if you want to, you can rejoin back.
I don't know if I am though. I'm probably not.
That's what I'm saying.
I got other stuff I want to be doing.
Would you like us to continue how you're going then, maybe?
Prefer not, because then I get confused when I come back.
Yes. Also, we're almost at 8 o'clock anyway, and I'm still not wanting to do 8+ hour sessions.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
no.
actually gonna go for 8 hours, honestly.
Because 8-hour sessions are long and exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't have the time for those.
Yeah, none of us do.
Okay, so
I also still have more prep work to do.
So, if anything, aside from that, aside from us talking about a soul, what is the general consensus between everybody? What type of soul we should go for? Yes, I know mightier, stronger, and powerful. Yes, but what?
I think is on the dragon plan now, because she's like, wait, I get to kill a dragon and you won't get mad at me? Let's do it.
Don't kill the dragon.
So
I mean,
you're
I know he's a
trying to
jerk.
bargain
Still.
with a sword.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, they're gonna get along great then, Breezy.
Hey, Rheembow, how reminiscent is this argument of the courthouse of housewives?
I'd say last time's a little bit more close.
Hang on. What
Yes,
is Feather trying to say? What is Feather trying to say?
This is in character. How much has that sword been fed?
Not a whole lot.
2 souls.
What's the second soul?
It's had an elk, and it's got Rithras, and that's it.
And the elk is not gonna mean a damn thing to that thing, so it's gonna eat it very quickly. Rith is very powerful. You need something more powerful and more faithful than him to even have the chance of getting him out, and that's if he chooses to come back.
Well, this isn't part of the choosing. This is just to get the soul out of the sword.
Once the soul is out of it, where does it go then?
According to my faith, it just floats around trying to come back to battle.
You can roll religion to see how much you know about his faith. The Greek beliefs are very, very similar to the Roman beliefs, and you would know the sister and brother gods of your pantheon.
Nope. 4.
Let's see it from Chathi.
What am I rolling?
The religion to see how much you know about the equivalent of his goddess. His goddess is the Greek version, but yours is the Roman version. So you might know some of his pantheon.
Okay. Wait, do we have the same god?
No.
Okay.
You have the same pantheon under different names, essentially.
Is he Aries?
Hold on, I'm searching it.
I think it was Artemis you said.
Diana. Artemis is the equivalent of Diana, which you don't know much about her, only that they share the same domain. She is a god of birth and of hunting, which is that's about all you know. It's different from your god.
Yep. And whose god is this again?
This is Rithros' god. You know Artemis and Diana have the same symbol, they have the same domain, however they go by different names depending on where you are. Elven nations of the Coalition hold the Greek names, where the Romans, aka Franco Empire, hold the Roman pantheon. The names are similar, it's just a reflavoring essentially.
She's gonna go, I think this is what because we have similar faith. Him, Diana, I mothers. So I think the souls should come back and stick around for at least a while until we can try to resurrect them. Then he choose if he come back or he say so. I think he come back. That's just me.
So we're in agreement then?
Slay dragon. Excellent. I'm excited.
I was with a party of more than you guys, and we got SS handed to us.
There were a party of 4. Plus you.
Still.
I very
Doesn't quite remember that.
regarding dragons. You
So
don't-
Kimona, so Kimona says, Arithros told me this creature is going to be good. It has to be because of this flask for an hour.
Which means it won't attack you for an hour. So you leave it alone for an hour, and then you attack it. Because you know it'll attack you after that hour is done.
Especially me and Osh.
Pretty mad.
Oh.
Yeah, and me.
Attack. I say we get him while he not attack.
Because then he'll start defending himself.
It
Yeah, he'll start
will
defending
fight back, but we can spend that hour preparing ourselves, getting him in a good position, possibly even restraining him to make it easier.
Okay. I go with this plan. This seems sound plan.
Also, there's gonna be something
Could
fun.
we just poison it?
Well, we can't.
I have it countered it, that poison. It is
You also have a wyvern's tail filled with poison.
Yep.
I gotta look.
A wyvern who
Poison the thing.
regenerates.
Oh.
Do
Question.
you need the tail of the
I
wyvern?
have poison spray, so we can poison. It works.
Tracer
I
also
do-
has his silver-tipped arrow dipped in his poison bottle.
Question. Are we all gonna be here next Saturday for this?
Yes.
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 I will.
Oh, Tracer, you're gonna be here
after
too?
6.
Yeah. Something
Okay.
happened at work, and now I have every day available.
Oh.
That's
Bad
never.
things.
What happened? I wasn't paying
That
attention.
means he either got laid off or he injured himself.
Or
I don't think it's either of those
COVID-19.
things. He didn't imply them.
It had nothing to do with the virus. I made a mistake.
Oof.
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Wait, you
Yeah.
got laid off.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll discuss it later.
If you want me to
I
be
don't
blunt
know.
about it, then yes, I got fired from my job.
Yeah. Damn, sorry, man. Hopefully
It's
things
alright,
will.
I'm right.
We don't need to talk about IRL things during a stream.
Yep.
Either way, I will say this should be a good spot to end the game for tonight. Chathi
Yeah.
needs to go eat her dinner. Those
Mm.
of the rest of us should probably go eat our dinner because it's 9 p.m. for our East Coasters and it's 8 p.m. for our Central Mountain Timer.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Thank you
Now,
guys for watching Peanuts. Have some fun.
well,
Yes.
Wait, and now here's the thing. I do want to ask because I don't know if Strix and Storm had enough.
You can go ahead and end
pets.
the stream.